around him as a personality.
He also bust Maradona's lip once, so even if he is annoying you, I'm not sure I'd try and do anything about it.
No, exactly. That was probably the most noteworthy point of his playing career, because he never really played much in Serie A. It was mostly in Serie B. And yeah, while at Pescara, he bloodied Maradona's lip, and that was all he was known for really until he became a coach.
He's taken them to the Champions League. They've had some remarkable results over the course of his tenure. Does winning 3-0 at Anfield in some ways top everything else? And could this season top everything else?
I think it's hard to say. I think particularly for Atalanta fans, they don't tend to see these matches as moments. They see it as all part of this same tapestry that he's built. You've got a 4-1 win against Valencia in the Champions League quarterfinals. They were minutes away from knocking PSG out of the Champions League that year and progressing to the semi-finals. They've beaten AC Milan 5-0. They've beaten Liverpool at Anfield before during COVID. I think what was different about this time is that Atalanta have not been in great form recently. They've only won one in their last 5 Serie A matches, so to just completely play Liverpool off the park in that manner, in front of fans as well, I think it was just another great moment in the kind of list of them that Gasperini has created at Atalanta.
Tom, it's Stephen Warnock here. There's been a lot of talks about Gasperini actually getting linked to Liverpool after the game because of the style of play. A couple of questions within this is, what's his English like? And is it an ambition of his to leave Serie A at any point and sort of push his managerial career in a different direction? Or is he very settled at Atalanta and understands what the club's about and the players that get sold and the project that's here?
So, as far as I'm aware, he doesn't speak particularly good English. I wouldn't be surprised if he spoke a little bit, just because Atalanta have typically had a very diverse squad with lots of players from Africa and from Eastern Europe. So I wouldn't be surprised if he speaks limited English. But on your second point, I think he's been stung by a big job before. So he was appointed Inter Milan manager back in 2011, and he was about 7th or 8th choice on their list behind. They were looking at Andre Villas-Boas at the time and Marcelo Bielsa, and Gasperini was way down the list. He didn't really get backed. He was inheriting an Inter team that was aging, so it had Javier Zanetti in it. Samuel Eto'o was sold from underneath him, and it was a disaster. And he was sacked by the end of September. And it really stung him, and it's harmed his reputation. And it took him a long time to build back to a point where he could be comfortable again playing his football and finding a squad that is willing to run through brick walls for him. The trouble is, you go to a club like Liverpool, you're not guaranteed to have those players that will leave their own ideas at the door and just take on a pretty chaotic man-to-man pressing system that you almost never see anywhere in European football. So he's an ambitious guy. I think he'll definitely be interested in those jobs. He's only got a year left on his deal. Whether it's the best thing for him at age 66, being quite a kind of explosive personality, is another thing, because he's got everything he needs at Atalanta, and he's got the freedom of the city. He's got ownership that backs him. So it'd be interesting to see whether he makes that next step and whether it works out for him.
And just one more, Tom, and then we'll let you go and take in the game, however you're taking in the game tonight. You talked about him being overlooked. I wondered if that might be one of the reasons he fits so well at Atalanta, because so much of this Atalanta team is almost the home of the overlooked. Scamacca flopped at West Ham. Darun had one season in England in the Premier League, got relegated, went back there. Charles de Ketelaere last season was at AC Milan, flopped. They've all come here and all succeeded under Gianpiero Gasperini.
I think that sums it up perfectly. I think that Atalanta have made a specialty in picking up players either just before or just after their peak. When West Ham signed Gianluca Scamacca, Atalanta could never compete with the wages and the transfer fees that were being talked about at the time. So he went to West Ham, had a disappointing season, and they come in for him, and he's been largely impressive for them. And Gasperini's the same. His football is reliant on players just committing completely to his ideas and running relentlessly. They finish every season almost with the most kilometres covered. it's just a perfect scenario for him, being the underdog, being able to punch up at those above him, and ultimately, Atalanta had only ever finished as high as 6th in their history, and in the 8 years he's been there, he's never finished lower than 7th. So I just think they're the perfect marriage, and Atalanta fans will just be enjoying every second that he's still there, because whether it will ever be the same without him is another story.
Absolutely fascinating, Tom. Thank you so much. That was great. Tom Underhill, really, really good insight. Author of The Working Hands of a Goddess, a book which tells the story of Atalanta's rise under Gianpiero Gasperini. Let's take you back to Lille. We're in extra time in the Conference League quarter-final second leg. Charlie.
6 minutes have been played in extra time. Still Lille 2, Villa 1 on the night, but 2-2 on aggregate. And the game has kind of returned to its ponderous state that it was in for much of the first 90, certainly from Villa's perspective. They're content to keep it at the back between Emi Martinez and Pau Torres. Lille content to allow Villa to have the ball that far away from their own goal. Villa with a throw in with Luca Digne down the left-hand side at the moment. We are, as things stand, heading to penalties to see which of these two sides can book their place in the Europa Conference League semi-finals.
7 minutes until kick-off in Bergamo. Let's hear from Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson, just come back, of course, after a bad hamstring injury that he picked up in the middle of February. He was in goal against Crystal Palace. Here he is on how he found it watching from the sidelines.
Spend a lot of time on a bed, having treatments, spend a lot of time inside a gym, making work, to be strong when I come back, to be in a good shape, maybe better than I was before. This is how I feel. It was 8 weeks pretty much, working double sessions every day, sometimes 3 sessions, so it was really hard for me. And of course, seeing the team fighting for titles, I have a lot of desire to be part of that, fight.
When it comes to any of those European comebacks that Liverpool have been involved in through the years, Barcelona or the Miracle of Istanbul or Borussia Dortmund, one thing that is common is belief. How much belief is there in the squad that this tie is not over?
Yeah, we did in the past great things, great achievements you can see in the history of football. Of course, we have to believe in ourselves, but in my opinion, it's a really difficult situation. The way the opponent played at our home showed their quality, how tough it will be. But we come here with a goal to improve our performance, and then we see how the result of that will be.
Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson speaking to Vicky Sparks. Stephen, we talked about Liverpool's defensive problems, and I don't think anybody could say in any way, oh, that's the fault of Quivy and Kelleher. But what I'm wondering, though, is just by being Alisson, think about your career and the best goalkeepers you played under. Does just the presence make a difference?
Well, yeah, and also knowing that they are, I played with some really good goalkeepers, but for me, I think Alisson's within the top 3 in the world football. I think he's that good. I think at times he has been the best goalkeeper in world football. And I think when you've got him behind you, you can play that high line because there's so much trust in him in 1v1 situations, in knowing that he closes angles like no other goalkeepers does. His positional sense is phenomenal. And I think when you've got a player like that in your team, I think it changes the way you play on a whole. He looked a little bit rusty at the weekend, but it'll have done him the world of good ready for this game tonight. But what he is as well is he's a big game player. The mentality he has going into these types of games, and that's what all the players will need.
How loud is it in that stadium, Stephen? How vociferous are these fans?
It's brilliant. It really is. They've all got the the blue and white flags waving around. Just to our right-hand side, we've got the small section of Liverpool fans who are trying to make as much noise as they can as well. But it's a lovely spectacle away to our left with all the flags up, and then there's a banner as well in Italian. I'll let Vicky tell you what that says. I think her Italian's better than mine.
We've got 3 minutes to kick off there. Speaking of great goalkeeping moments, back to Lille, Charlie Slater.
It's a double save from Lucas Chevalier. Leon Bailey hits it hard from the edge of the 18-yard box. He pushes it away, the keeper, straight to Douglas Luiz. The goal at his mercy with the header. Somehow Chevalier makes a double save. Still Lille 2, Villa 1, 3-3 on aggregate.
Right, we will keep you right up to date with that, and West Ham against Bayer Leverkusen, teams just coming out of the tunnel at the London Stadium. Remember, West Ham trailing 2-0 from the first leg, but our commentary is from Bergamo. Atalanta lead Liverpool by 3-0, but you just never know. In northern Italy, Stephen Warnick is with Vicky Sparks.
Thank you, Steve. A huge welcome, everyone, to the Gavis Stadium, or as it's known in UEFA competitions, Stadio di Bergamo, nestled in the shadow of the Bergamo Alps here in northern Italy. An apt location given the scale of the task that faces Liverpool tonight. But of course, they have climbed the proverbial European mountain before. Think the miracle of Istanbul all the way back in 2005 when they fought back from 3-0 down against AC Milan to win the Champions League. Or in the Jurgen Klopp era, call to mind the heroics against Borussia Dortmund in 2016, and perhaps most pertinently, Barcelona in 2019, where Liverpool lost the first leg 3-0 and won the second leg 4-0 at Anfield. Now, Stephen Warnock, is the time to channel the spirit, the belief, the passion of all of those great nights once again.
It certainly is, and they've got to believe that they can win this game. They've got to believe that they can hurt Atalanta. They're a superb team. They're very well organised in the way that they play, but individuals have to step up tonight, and collectively as a team they need to be more together than they've ever been.
And the atmosphere inside this stadium is going to be something that Liverpool will have to withstand, because after putting in a near perfect performance in the first leg, Atalanta are about to embark upon what their manager Gasperini has said is one of the most important games in their history, if not the most important. This means a huge amount to Atalanta. Never before have they reached the semi-finals of the Europa League or the UEFA Cup as it previously was. They've never got that far in the Champions League either. The only time they've done it in Europe was the Cup Winners' Cup semi-finals. And Stephen, looking around this stadium as we see the blue and white flag still waving in the stand away to our left, which is a huge one-banked stand. They want this so desperately, and after the performance at Anfield, why wouldn't they believe that they can go through?
They will believe, but there'll still be anxious minds and anxious bodies thinking, this is Liverpool now. You talked before about the great nights of Istanbul and against Borussia.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Unfortunately,
Ogni fase della sua crescita è unica. Nutri il tuo gattino con gli alimenti su misura Royal Canin.
Due to rights restrictions, we're not able to
scored a brace in the first leg, the first Italian to score a brace against Liverpool at Anfield ever, and Miranchuk is alongside him up front. So can Liverpool make Europa League history tonight and produce another comeback to rank among the best in the storied European tale of the club? We are off and underway on a massive night for English clubs in Europe, and we are live on Talk Sport. And Liverpool are 3-0 down on aggregate. They know what they have to do, and they win a throw deep inside opposition territory on the far side. The Liverpool left as we look at it. Andy Robertson will take the throw. He'll go back towards the halfway line, and Virgil van Dijk wearing the captain's armband. Square ball to Ibrahima Konate just inside the Atalanta half. Immediately looks to set Alexander-Arnold away on this inside right channel, and Kolasinac goes down, the former Arsenal player, shoving the back from Alexander-Arnold, and that's a free kick to Atalanta inside the first minute. Dean Ashton, former England striker, alongside me for commentary, will be keeping a keen eye on Dean's former side, West Ham, as they aim to overturn their own deficit, 2-0 down on aggregate to the newly crowned German champions Bayer Leverkusen. But for Liverpool tonight, Dean, it's a straightforward task in the sense that they know exactly what they need to do. How much of a chance do they actually have, though, of overturning a 3-0 deficit?
Well, they have a chance because they've got quality players that can put 2-3 goals past you in a period of 20 to 25 minutes. We've seen it done time and time again from this team in terms of going forwards. But I have to to say, it's been a long time since I've seen that back five with Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson. And you just wonder, can they keep Atalanta out? I'll give them a great chance.
Liverpool playing from left to right in the first half towards the south end of the Gavis Stadium, which is empty of supporters, as I say, partly because it's being worked on at the moment. The stadium has been almost entirely reconstructed over recent years, and Atalanta in their dark blue and black, playing from right to left. Liverpool have enjoyed almost all of the possession inside the first couple of minutes. Robertson thinks he's won a throw. Far side of Liverpool left, just shy of the halfway line. The match referee is Francois Le Texier of France, and the two Liverpool physios have darted onto the field of play. Liverpool have been beset by injuries at times over the course of the season, and Dean alluded to it with the lack of consistency that they've been able to have in that once familiar back five. And Jurgen Klopp is watching on here with a concerned look on his face, because it looked to me like Van Dijk is the man receiving treatment for Liverpool in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, I wonder whether he's just got an issue with maybe a dislocated finger. I think he just kind of shuffled over and he's not actually looking at his hand, which I think says everything about what the issue is. I think we've seen that before. There's no way the captain's going to come off. I'll be probably put back into position, strapped up, but a nasty injury all the same for Virgil van Dijk.
Van Dijk jogs away, and Liverpool, who have suffered back-to-back home defeats in all competitions for the first time since 2021, one of Atalanta's great results in all of their history, and Atalanta will sportingly give the ball back to Liverpool, who put it out of play originally to allow Van Dijk to receive treatment. He's back onto the field. Atalanta 0, Liverpool 0 on the night. Dark skies overhead in northern Italy, and 3-0 to the Serie A side on aggregate. Lille 2, Aston Villa 1 into extra time in France in the Europa Conference League. 3-3 on aggregate will keep you up to date. Fiorentina lead Victoria Pilsen by a goal to 0 on aggregate. Also an extra time in their Europa Conference League quarter-final. Everything else is 0-0, including West Ham's second leg against Bayer Leverkusen in the very early stages at London Stadium, though West Ham, of course, 2-0 down on aggregate after the first leg. Van Dijk with a header away for Liverpool from midway inside his own half. You're listening to TalkSport, and the ball is hooked downfield by Skamaka, who was such a potent threat at Anfield this time last week, all the way through into the arms of Alisson, and a boost, of course, for Liverpool to have Alisson back, despite Kelleher generally being excellent as his deputy. And what a ball by Alexander-Arnold over the halfway line. He's hit that fully 50 yards to find Diaz. Down by the dead ball line, he skips infield, he crosses right-footed, it could reach Szoboszlai at the back post, headed in, back across, cleared away by Ruggieri, and that looked like handball after the cross of Alexander-Arnold, and Liverpool have a penalty inside 5 minutes. Clear handball by Matteo Ruggieri, Alexander-Arnold's cross. The referee, Francois Le Texier, had very little hesitation to point to the spot. Ruggieri's arm clearly outstretched, clearly hits the hand of the defender. Clear penalty to Liverpool, and now the opportunity to claw back one of those 3 goals that they need.
Well, now then, what a chance for Liverpool to get off to the perfect start. Ruggieri turns his back, and it just misses his chest, and his arm is just dangling there. And it just judders the arm away from his body, clear as you like, for the referee to point to the penalty spot. And they have to, you feel, take this early opportunity. What will that do mentally to Atalanta?
VAR is checking it, but surely there's no debate to be had about this decision. Jerome Brissard is the video assistant referee in communication with the on-field official, Le Texier, but it looked easily at first glance in real time that that's a clear penalty of Ruggieri.
Yeah, and I think it's been confirmed. The main thing as well is this cross is going right into the danger area. Ruggieri's arm is just dangling there, like I said, and it's going to be Mohamed Salah that takes it.
Looking for his 24th goal of the season in all competitions, Salah. Liverpool, who have to score 3 tonight in normal time at least, a place in the semi-finals of the Europa League at stake.
This is the empty end of the stadium, so the boos and whistles you can hear are all around the three open sides of the ground, but no one's there to put off Mo Salah behind the goal. It'll be a straight run-up for Liverpool's main man. Now he curves it, hits the ball left-footed into the bottom corner. Goalkeeper went the wrong way. Here we go, here we go. It's Liverpool on the comeback trail again. 6.5 minutes gone. Atalanta 0, Liverpool 1 on the night. And Liverpool really starting in the perfect fashion as they seek to produce a miracle recovery in Europe again.
Well, I don't know why, because he's such a fantastic goal scorer, Mo Salah. But you just never feel 100% comfortable when he's taking a penalty. He's had his misses in the past, and you've got McAllister there, who's so superb at it. But he was clinical, wasn't he? Sending the goalkeeper the wrong way, powerful along the surface. And it's really game on for Liverpool.
And Liverpool have utterly dominated the opening 7 minutes here in Bergamo. And the home supporters have been utterly silenced, and those 750 Liverpool fans who've made the trip are all you can really hear now at the Gavis Stadium. A long way still to go, but Liverpool have made a dream start, and they're playing with great determination and purpose. Alexander-Arnold's high ball through the middle is headed away. They can't get a touch on the ball, Atalanta, at the moment. If anybody can do it, Liverpool can. Robertson's cross, and it's cleared away by Isak Hien, the Swede at the heart of the Atalanta back line. Another thumping header downfield from him. One in the air by Canate. It's Atalanta 0, Liverpool 1 on the night. Liverpool 3, 1 down now on aggregate. But you feel that the momentum of the tie maybe even has changed quite a bit already, Dean Ashton.
Yeah, I mean, look, Liverpool started with a great tempo, and already Atalanta will be realising what a ball that is.
By Mo Salah towards the Boslai, and the goalkeeper was quick off his line. Musso, who did impress with several good saves at Anfield in the first leg. Salah's slide rule pass, so Boslai couldn't reach it. Liverpool lead 1-0 in the second leg.
Oh, but I think he has a right to go sliding in with the goalkeeper there and maybe get a touch. He just gives up. Boslai and allows the goalkeeper to claim easily.
Jurgen Klopp said before the game, if we fail, let's do it in the most beautiful way. It'll be tough, but it's still possible with a good performance. And what a start Liverpool have made here. An ominous start. Leading by a goal to 0, 3-1 down on aggregate. Atalanta have not really got started in the game at all yet. Gasperini, the head coach, would have known this was coming. So many plaudits that he's had over the years, and actually been linked with the Liverpool job of late. Very flattered to hear those links, he said in his pre-match press conference. And Atalanta do win a free kick just inside Liverpool territory, and Miranchuk, the forward, will take it. Goes back to Hien, who floats the ball through the middle, and it's reached Miranchuk again. Out towards the far side, the right, and Zappa Costa cleared upfield by Liverpool. Dean Ashton.
Yeah, I was just saying before that, great ball from Mo Salah. There's a difference in the Liverpool side, and it's Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's such a wonderful player. You can feel like you're set defensively, but he's got such an eye for a pass. He talked about that 50-yard crossfield pass to Diaz that set him away. And his involvement in the penalty, he's such a special talent. He can make the difference, and they've missed him.
West Ham 0, Bayer Leverkusen 0 at London Stadium. Elsewhere in the Europa League quarter-finals, West Ham 2-0 down on aggregate, and Aston Villa into extra time away at Lille. 3-3 on aggregate in the Europa Conference League. We'll keep you right up to date, of course, as the ball is floated high downfield towards the run into the penalty area of Zappa Costa for Atalanta. Virgil van Dijk with a calm cushion header clear for Liverpool. Liverpool lead by a goal to 0 on the night. Trail 3-1 on aggregate. 10.5 minutes into the second leg, live on TalkSport. Header away by Kolasinac for Atalanta. And now touched on downfield by Ederson, the Brazilian. And it's an opportunity for Koopmeiners, the very talented young Dutchman, to chase. Linked with a move away from Atalanta. It was Canate who's got great pace, racing back with him towards the dead ball line. And eventually it's out of play for a goal kick to Addison and Liverpool. And a great exuberance and energy about this Liverpool team early on, Dean, on a night where, having been profligate in recent weeks, they know they have to take every chance they get.
Yeah, and I thought they liked that at Anfield. It was a strange atmosphere before the game.
Mo Salah feels like he's just been fouled, but it's a great tempo to the game from both sides, actually. Atalanta aren't going to just totally sit back because they know there's opportunities on the break, and Scamacca's been so good at holding the ball up, physically dominated at Anfield also.
Substitution's got the ball for Liverpool, down by his own corner flag, and the pressure from Ruggeri, but in that tight space he feeds Alexander-Arnold, who pings a delightful long pass crossfield, right to left towards the halfway line, and Diaz with a neat layoff to Curtis Jones, and now Andy Robertson joins the attack. Early ball towards Gakpo, Diaz is clear, goalkeeper saves, Gakpo can't reach the rebound. What a good stop that was by Musso, diving at the feet of Luis Diaz to clear the ball away. Excellent football from Liverpool, and here they come again now. Jones, Substitution, 25 yards out, and it's straight at the goalkeeper, who gathers that was a swerving shot from Substitution, but Liverpool could easily have scored twice in the first 12 and a half minutes, and there'd only be a goal behind on aggregate.
Terrific football from Liverpool. Randy Robertson with a great ball in towards Gakpo. Lovely little cushion touch, but it was just a fraction away from Luis Diaz. But you have to say, Musso does brilliantly. He's so sharp off his line at the feet of Luis Diaz to stop that, and then his handling of Szoboszlai's strike from distance was excellent also. But Liverpool well on top.
Winners of this tie would play either Marseille or Benfica in the Europa League semi-finals. Benfica 2-1 ahead on aggregate in that tie. As here comes Zappacosta, formerly of Chelsea, on the far side, the right for Atalanta. Deep ball in from the right wing position, is miles overhead, nowhere near either Scamacca or Koopmeiners, and the ball has gone out of play, and it's a Liverpool throw. They are heading towards penalty kicks in France. Lille 2, Aston Villa 1 on the night, 3-3 on aggregate, and there's commentary over on TalkSport 2 of that as Liverpool give it away carelessly through Szoboszlai, and now an opportunity for Scamacca to find Koopmeiners. Low cross goal, Van Dijk's touch, clawed away by Alisson. Remarkable stop from the goalkeeper, and the flag was up anyway in the build-up. Van Dijk nearly inadvertently poked it past his own goalkeeper. Alisson's reactions were extraordinary, but fortunately for Liverpool, there must have been an offside in the build-up against Scamacca. It was.
Yeah, it's a really bit of poor play from Szoboszlai, just giving the ball away to Miramchuk, plays that ball into Scamacca, who just got a fraction early. Obviously Van Dijk and Alisson weren't to know, and you're right, brilliant athleticism from Alisson to claw that away from the line. It's just a reminder for Liverpool that Atalanta have got that threat. They do give the ball away.
Fiorentina 2-0 up on aggregate in the Conference League against Victoria Pilsen, meanwhile. And there's been a goal in the Europa League at London Stadium. TalkSport, Ian Abrahams.
West Ham won by a Leverkusen nil. Goal coming on 13 minutes. Cross in for the right-hand side. And Mikel Antonio with a bullet header from close range. 2-1 on aggregate now to the Germans. West Ham won by a Leverkusen nil.
Could a remarkable comeback be on for David Moyes and West Ham? Last season's Europa Conference League winners against a Bayer Leverkusen team who have not lost at all this season under Xabi Alonso. Good ball up the middle by Szoboszlai, intercepted and cleared away by Hien at the heart of the Atalanta defence. Atalanta 0, Liverpool 1 on TalkSport. Liverpool need 2 more at least. And they've given the ball away to Scamacca on the halfway line. Alexander-Arnold with a rather casual half-volleyed ball all the way back to Alisson. Roma 2-0 up against Milan now on aggregates in the Europa League. And Fenerbahce 1, Olympiacos 0 in their Conference League second leg. That's now 3-3 on aggregate. Goals flying in around Europe tonight. And Aston Villa may be set for a quarter-final penalty shootout in Lille. That's still level at 3-3 live on TalkSport 2. Liverpool on the attack with Cody Gakpo. Ball up the inside left channel. Sliding in to clear it away is Jim Siti, the Albanian, in front of Luis Diaz. He's already had one good opportunity to score for Liverpool tonight, but it's certainly a much improved, much more diligent, much more tenacious display from Liverpool inside the first 16 minutes.
Well, you can already see just the faces of the Atalanta defenders, that back three, already just looking like that pressure is building. More so than any time in that first leg. Liverpool's tempo, the movement, the passing has been terrific to start this game. Obviously the boost of the early goal.
And it would be history for Liverpool tonight if they could claw back this deficit. The whole history of the Europa League and the UEFA Cup, 132 previous instances where an away side has won the first leg of a two-legged knockout tie by 3 or more goals. None of those deficits have ever been overturned. Can Liverpool be the very first to do it tonight in the Europa League and the UEFA Cup as it used to be known? Given away by Szoboszlai, careless pass upfield, little trickle out of play apologetically for a throw to Atalanta on the near side there left. Ruggieri, who conceded the penalty off Alexander-Arnold's cross for handball, will come across to take it, but no question that Liverpool are buoyed by the good start they've made to the second leg. It's scooped forward by Scamacca for Atalanta, and Robertson will easily beat Zappacosta to it, hooks it higher over his shoulder downfield. He heads it away, not entirely convincingly. Diaz has got the ball left with the edge of the 18-yard box. Back it goes to Robertson again. Liverpool keep possession calmly on the halfway line with the captain Van Dijk, and Szoboszlai with the dark hair. Little touch back to Konate. Out to the near side, and Alexander-Arnold right in front of the watching Jurgen Klopp in the tight dugout space in front of the main stand. An extraordinary weekend of football to come on the TalkSport network. Live games from the Championship and Premier League, both FA Cup semi-finals, the first leg of the Women's Champions League semi-final between Chelsea, who are away at Barcelona, Wolves against Arsenal in the Premier League on Saturday evening, Leicester against West Brom, huge game in the Championship promotion race on Saturday lunchtime, and much more live football than anybody else across the TalkSport network, and the best way to be across it all is to download the TalkSport app.
Just got to quickly mention Jurgen Klopp's jacket. He's looking for a bit of history, and it looks quite historic. It's almost like an old school shell suit top.
It's retro, isn't it, Dean?
It is.
Red and white, almost like, as you say, the classic Liverpool coaches' jackets of the past. Given away by Diaz for Liverpool, rather carelessly and in a dangerous position. Here come Atalanta with Scamacca on the edge of the D. He pokes it through the middle, and there was an opportunity darting into the penalty area for his strike partner, Miranchuk, but his first touch was heavy. Addison able to make the save. 19 minutes gone, Liverpool trailed 3-1 on aggregate.
Really good football from Atalanta. Ball into Scamacca. Really good first touch from him. Outside of the foot prod towards Miranchuk. He's got to take a better touch. If he does, he's through, and he's got a great chance. It's a poor touch though. Lets it get away from him to Alisson. But again, Atalanta showing they're as much a match for Liverpool in an attacking sense.
Too much weight on the pass just then from Alexis McAllister. High towards the far side, the left wing position as we look at it. And out of play for a throw to Atalanta. Aston Villa have gone to penalties away at Lille in the Conference League. TalkSport 2 will bring you every kick of the penalty shootout live and in full. That live on TalkSport 2 right now. It finished 2-1 to Lille after extra time, so 3-3 on aggregate. Unai Emery's side about to go to penalty kicks. TalkSport app absolutely essential at this time in the season. Free and easy to download, and you can swipe between both them and us on TalkSport at your leisure. Nice touch by Salah, midway inside Atalanta territory, then a sweeping ball from left to right by McAllister to find Alexander-Arnold. Level with the edge of the penalty area, digs it in towards Szoboszlai, who on the stretch from an impossible angle, I think tried to tease it back across, slid towards the advertising hoardings, got maybe a glancing blow on it, easily gathered by the goalkeeper though.
He's like an artist, is Alexander-Arnold. Just pulled that down on the far side, the right. Defender just stood him up. He was stood completely still, and out of nothing he just manipulates his right leg to just then whip with the inside of his foot a little clipped ball in towards Szoboszlai, who made a great run on the underlap. Just couldn't quite see the flight of the ball to hook it back, but once again you can be set in your positions defensively if you think everything's okay. Alexander-Arnold just puts a terrific pass over your head.
After 3 games without a win, this is much more like the Liverpool that of course we've come to know under So many successful years of Jurgen Klopp. Lovely reverse ball, Alexander-Arnold down to Bosley on the near side of the right. He's free on the dead ball line. He cuts it back. Alexander-Arnold, corner of the area, onto his left foot. Dinks in the cross. They're queuing up at the back post. Nodded back towards Salah, who couldn't get it under control, and it's smuggled away upfield by Jim City for Atalanta, and Liverpool, with Alexander-Arnold totally dictating the pace and flow of the game, should have made more of that. They lead 1-0 on the night, trail 3-1 on aggregate.
Yeah, again, how often does he pick the right option, Alexander-Arnold? This time onto his left foot, and just lifts it to the back post. Little nodded header back down, but they didn't make the most of that. Salah wasn't quite ready for it. Again, they don't want to be too wasteful in this game. They can't be wasteful in this game.
So after all the disappointment for English clubs in the Champions League last night, the exits for both Arsenal and Manchester City, maybe there is hope for English teams in Europe after all. Aston Villa about to go into a penalty shootout against Lille for a place in the Conference League semi-finals on TalkSport 2. West Ham 1-0 up against Bayer Leverkusen in their Europa League second leg, but still 2-1 down on aggregate. And Liverpool have got one of the minimum 3 here in Bergamo. Though there are chants from the Atalanta fans behind the goal, packed behind the goal to the left, and lots of blue and black banners away to the left-hand side. It's certainly not as excitable as this ground was before the game kicked off. It's been a first quarter of the match that has been dominated in terms of possession and territory by Liverpool. Only really that Diaz effort aside, though, the Salah penalty to show for it, and that's the goal that Liverpool have got on the night as Gakpo looks to burst down the middle, robbed of possession by Ederson, who will send it back to goalkeeper Musso, the Argentine. High clearance downfield, touched on cleverly by Skamaka towards his strike partner Miranchuk, who was just to the right of him. Midway into Liverpool territory now, ball out to the far side, the right, and Zappa Costa with the bright yellow boots on takes on Luis Diaz. Liverpool have to be diligent defensively tonight. They cannot afford to do what they have done too often in recent weeks and give roots back into matches for sides, or control back in the tie as it would be tonight for Atalanta.
Well, it's a balancing act, isn't it? They've got to gamble with the amount of players they get forward to try and overload Atalanta, but at the same time, can they make sure that they've got the positioning right? If they do lose the ball, they're not overrun.
It's away by Alexis McAllister from the right edge of his own penalty area. There were very fleeting appeals from one or two Atalanta players for what would have been a very harsh handball as McAllister swept it away from danger. The referee not remotely perplexed by that on the field. Roma 2-0 up on the night against Milan, and now 3-0 up on aggregate in the Europa League. Here is an opportunity for Ruggeri, the wing-back, midway inside his own half, has given it away to Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold just shy of the halfway line. Little touch back by Jones to the feet of Van Dijk, and now Robertson takes control of possession. Inside that left-back spot, Konate will roll the ball back to goalkeeper Alisson. Liverpool certainly in command on the field at the moment, but still with a lot of work to do in the tie. Alisson all in green away to our left-hand side, made his long-awaited return from injury last weekend. Good turn by Jones, which takes him up towards the halfway line, and he floats a neat ball high up the inside left channel towards Salah. Salah's brought it down in front of Zappa Costa, infield to Diaz. Diaz plays it backwards to Jones, touched on to Robertson, and a square ball infield to Diaz again. Pokes it up towards Mo Salah, who's about 5 yards from the edge of the D. And now Konate. Liverpool building here, but not necessarily at this point needing to force the issue. 25.5 minutes into the game, Dean Ashton, 3-1 down and out.
No, and also that defensive shape for Atalanta when they have it. Looks pretty structured, doesn't it, with the back three and then the four in front. So it's not exactly going to be easy to penetrate that Atalanta defence when they're in their shape. So Liverpool trying to be patient. Ultimately, they've got a good grip on this game in terms of control.
Here is an opportunity for Jones, teasing away from the on-rushing De Roon on the far side and back over the halfway line into his own half, where Van Dijk connects possession. Fiorentina through to the Europa Conference League semi-finals after an extra time 2-0 victory over Victoria Pilsen, 2-0 on aggregate in favour of Fiorentina. Penalties still in progress at the Stade Pierre-Mauroy in Lille. Aston Villa involved after a 3-3 aggregate draw after extra time. Those penalties live right now on TalkSport 2. Here is Konate for Liverpool, forward to Alexander-Arnold. I think Lille have missed their first penalty kick through the former Tottenham man Nabil Bentaleb, as the ball is sent back to goalkeeper Musso for Atalanta. Clearance up into the dark evening sky, met by the thumping header from Konate. Lovely little glancing touch by Diaz, and the ball plucked out of the air by Jones. Out to his left is Robertson, always looking to come forward on the attack. Robertson tried to find Jones infield, but he's caught in possession. Now Koopmeiners, who is very dangerous on the ball, the young Dutchman. Out to the right now, and Miranchuk. Skamaka in the middle, waiting for the cross. Looping high to the back post, well over the head of Skamaka. Koopmeiners has managed to keep it in play, down by this near side, the corner flag, and his simple cross into the box is easily gathered by Alisson.
They're quite fortunate there, Liverpool, and especially Szoboszlai, because Koopmeiners makes a great run from the near post to the back post. Oh, great ball.
And Skamaka on the edge of the penalty area, via a slight deflection, will find Miranchuk, whose left-footed effort from the edge of the box was always skewing wide of goal. Alisson dived to his left-hand side, but he was never going to have to make a save there. Goal kick to Liverpool, 28 minutes in. Atalanta 0, Liverpool 1 on the night. Liverpool trail 3-1 on aggregate live on TalkSport.
And they do look vulnerable, Liverpool. When they give the ball away, and they have done in recent games, I mean, they're being very adventurous at times. It is just Van Dijk and Konate all on their own. That was 3 against 2 when Koopmeiners made the clever run, but the ball wasn't good enough. And again there, the finish wasn't great from Miranchuk, just looking to clip it beyond Konate and Alisson, and got his angles wrong.
Konate has committed a foul on Skamaka, and Atalanta just in the last couple of minutes have slightly reinvigorated themselves. They're seeing slightly more of the ball inside Liverpool territory, and Skamaka, formerly of West Ham, 2 goals in the first leg, is an obvious focal point at 6'4", and that has just halted Liverpool's rhythm a little bit. Free kick to Atalanta just inside Liverpool territory. Atalanta, who play in those black and dark blue striped shirts, very similar to Inter. It is Gypsiti, long raking pass up over the halfway line, headed away easily by Van Dijk for Liverpool. The loose ball retrieved by the former Middlesbrough man De Roon inside the centre circle. Out to the near side, the left of Ruggieri. Early left-footed cross headed away by Van Dijk. It wasn't the best of clearing headers from Van Dijk. It's spun away and out of play for a throw to Atalanta, playing from right to left towards the north end of the stadium, where raucous thousands are gathered behind the goal. And Ruggieri will take the throw, level with the edge of the 18-yard box.
Yeah, flags flying, isn't that end of the field as Salah gets himself away. Oh, brilliant goalkeeping.
Great starting position from Musso to clear, but his clearance hasn't gone far. Van Dijk tried to have a go at goal from inside the centre circle, and he sliced it horribly. Barely made the halfway line, that slice of the boot of Van Dijk, and then there was a foul on Miranchuk on the halfway line and a free kick to Atalanta.
Oh, he's robbed us of something exciting there, Van Dijk, because the goalkeeper was so far out of his goal, and Van Dijk thought he would have a real good swipe at it. Jason Cundy from the halfway line go.
Lovely ball by Alexander-Arnold down the middle towards Gakpo. What a brilliant pass. Gakpo on the edge of the penalty area here for Liverpool. He's had to hold it up. He lays it on to Szoboszlai. He might get the return ball. Diaz from Salah in the area. Good covering though by the retreating defender. And Gypsiti got just enough on that to block it off. And the loose ball was gathered by Musso. The chance is gone for Liverpool, but Jurgen Klopp's side continue to threaten. They need 2 more goals at least in Atalanta.
What a challenge that is from Gypsiti. Honestly, the 1-2, Luis Diaz and Salah on the edge of the area, but he just spotted it at the last second, stretched out a boot. Otherwise, Luis Diaz has got the chance to score right in front of the goalkeeper. Vital interception there.
Gasperini going mad on the near side touchline, the Atalanta boss here in Bergamo. Aston Villa we're hearing 3-2 up in the penalty shootout in Lille. That for a place in the Europa Conference League semi-finals. Live on TalkSport 2 right now. And as soon as that game's done, they will go across to London Stadium, where we've got our commentary team in place for West Ham against Bayer Leverkusen. West Ham lead by a goal to nil in the second leg, but they're 2-1 down on aggregate. Mikel Antonio has got that second leg goal for West Ham. Liverpool 1-0 up on the night at Atalanta. Long raking pass by Addison up the middle this time. Too much on that for Andy Robertson, and it's through to the goalkeeper Juan Musa. Well, Jurgen Klopp will be, I think, very pleased with the first 32 minutes, and it underlines the fact that this is very much doable, this for Liverpool, as long as they can keep themselves defensively sound.
And that'll be the slight worry, because he knows they're taking a risk at times with the amount of attackers that they've got forwards, and they've already shown that they can be a threat, Atalanta. But he'll be pleased with the chances created already, the moments they've had, Liverpool. So he's got players on the bench that could make a difference.
Van Dijk will steer the ball away for Liverpool, only half away though, and it's poked downfield towards Davide Zappacosta. The offside flag was up against Zappacosta, and Liverpool have a free kick on the edge of their own penalty area. Let's get the latest from the second leg at London Stadium on TalkSport with Ian Abrahams.
West Ham won by Leverkusen 0, but we've just had an on-the-pitch altercation. James Ward-Prowse involved in a foul in the middle of the park. Both benches got involved, both on the pitch teams got involved. I think there was a red card shown to Billy McKinley. I'll sort that out for you. It's a West Ham assistant manager. West Ham won by Leverkusen 0, 2-1 on aggregate, still for the Germans.
Thanks, Ian. You haven't missed anything here in northern Italy. Atalanta 0, Liverpool 1. Liverpool trail 3-1 on aggregate. Roma 3-0 up on aggregate against Milan in the Europa League, but Roma are down to 10 men in the second leg. FC Halifax Town 1, Oldham Athletic 1 in the National League, as Alexander Arnold with another sweeping pass from right to left towards the run of Cody Gakpo. Jim City trying to bring it under control, and he miscontrolled it. The ball must have got a little glancing touch off his sole, and it's a Liverpool throw in the left wing position, taken by Gakpo, who gets the return ball from Jones. Jones back to Gakpo, down by the dead ball line. Can he produce a cross from 5 yards in front of the corner flag? It's a poor pull back that by Gakpo, intercepted by Cope Minish on the edge of the Atalanta penalty area. Liverpool with McAllister able to force a throw just inside opposition territory, but Liverpool have got to retain the sharpness that they showed in their play in the early stages, Dean Ashton, if they're to produce this remarkable comeback.
Yeah, just been a little bit sloppy probably the last 10 minutes with their play when they've had an opportunity. Really like what Diaz, Gakpo and Salah are doing at times, which is coming really narrow as a front three, which is allowing them the space for Robertson and Alexander Arnold to have whenever they want it, or for Jones or for Szoboszlai to utilise that space.
Floated forward by Virgil van Dijk, taken down by Curtis Jones, angle against him in the area, good tackle coming in from Jim City at the last, and Derone was back there to make life difficult for Liverpool's Curtis Jones. Then there's a handball just inside Atalanta territory. Liverpool take the free kick quickly, and they keep possession going. They keep the tempo high here in Bergamo. Liverpool need to score at least twice more. Here is Szoboszlai midway into opposition territory, and it's his square pass now to Konate in the centre circle. Liverpool have had 68% of the possession in the first half so far. Now the ball is worked wide to the left, and Gakpo taking on Zappacosta, darting infield away from two in the blue shirts, and now Robertson on the overlap on that far side of left, floats in the cross high, a little overhit. Salah though will keep it in down by the near side of the field. Tucks it back about 10 yards to Szoboszlai, poked infield by Alexander Arnold. Now Alexis McAllister to dink it in high. Alexander Arnold can't control, down by the dead ball line. Too much on that lofted pass from McAllister, and for now for Atalanta, the danger is gone, they have a goal kick.
Yeah, and the only slight issue with having the three so narrow is it does get congested, so then when you want to play something clever like McAllister tried to there, it makes it very difficult, and you have to be perfect with the floated pass, and it wasn't quite right.
So there's a goal kick to Atalanta, away to our right hand side. Liverpool playing from left to right in the first half. They've scored one of the minimum 3 goals that they need. Liverpool, who were 3-0 down after the first leg, so famously against Barcelona in the Champions League semi-final in 2019. It was the Europa League quarter-final comeback in 2016 under Jurgen Klopp against Dortmund. Here is Gakpo for Liverpool, 30 yards out. Can he get the return ball from Salah? He does via deflection. Gakpo into the area, trying to dink it in. It's deflected away and then hammered high up into the air by Hien. Out of play for a throw to Liverpool. There's a great nervousness about the way that Atalanta are defending here, Dean.
There is, especially with those long passes from Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold. It's causing problems for Atalanta with the narrow front three. But again, it was a bit intricate, really, wasn't it, from Gakpo? You know, you're thinking a striker there, edge of the box, is he going to get it out of his feet and strike towards goal? He's tried to poke one forwards. Got to try and make use of those good positions that they find themselves in, Liverpool.
Klopp, as ever, very demonstrative on the near side touchline, continuing to issue instructions. And Jim City will play the ball back to goalkeeper Musso, and Atalanta can build from right to left. Musso, high ball over the halfway line. Van Dijk contesting it with Miranchuk, who's managed to poke it back into his own half to the feet of De Roon. With the 38th minute now, and here is Ruggieri for Atalanta. Ball forward about 15 yards into the Liverpool half, but McAllister's there to beat Scamacca to it, and now Alexander-Arnold is racing forward in red for Liverpool. To his right is Szoboszlai, maybe not quite on the same wavelength as Alexander-Arnold, who looks determined to make things happen, and eventually the ball is out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's his first poor pass, Alexander-Arnold. It was a good bit of defensive work from McAllister, setting him away. He just overhit it towards Szoboszlai. Again, Liverpool showing even more positive signs. They've got a genuine control of this game.
You can hear the Liverpool supporters and the Atalanta fans likewise. More live football coming up across the TalkSport network over the weekend. Lovely ball over the top by Gakpo. Mo Salah is clear. He's lobbed the goalkeeper, but he's stuck it 5 yards wide. And Salah, having scored the penalty to get Liverpool right back into the tie, could have made it 3-2 on aggregate there, but totally fluffed his lines, and it goes behind for a goal kick, and Liverpool's recent wastefulness in evidence again there.
Honestly, head in hands moment from Mo Salah. He's through 1v1. He's bouncing perfectly for him. The goalkeeper's stranded. All he's got to do is get the side foot onto this, lift it over the top of Musso. It doesn't even have to be perfect, because it could go over the top of the goalkeeper, bounce once or twice and go into the back of the net, and he basically shanks the side foot wide. What a chance for Mo Salah, and what a miss.
We have had high drama in France tonight. Lille against Aston Villa finished 3-3 on aggregate after extra time. It went to a penalty shootout, and we can bring you news of the winning penalty now with your TalkSport 2 commentator Alex Crook.
He has to score to keep Lille in the Conference League. Andre against Martinez. Martinez saves it and does a victory dance in front of the Lille supporters, and for the first time in 42 years, Aston Villa are heading into a European semi-final in the most dramatic of circumstances. They have won the penalty shootout by 4 kicks to 3.
And Kominas has scored for Atalanta, but the flag is up, and Liverpool get away with it here in northern Italy. Kominas clear inside the penalty area, rammed it past Addison, but Liverpool appear to have been saved by an offside flag. It looked very, very tight in the build-up after the slide rule passed through to him, but he was just in an offside position, and it's still 1-0 to Liverpool on the night here in the Europa League, and they trail 3-1 on aggregate.
Well, it's a great pass, but it's right between Van Dijk and Konate, and I thought that just can't happen, surely. And actually, Konate has recognised at the last second that he needs to step up alongside his centre-back partner. Exactly what you should do when that ball goes backwards as a defender. You go up a couple of yards alongside your centre-back. He quickly does that and
catches Cope Miners offside. It was actually really good defending in the end from Liverpool, but a scare.
So Aston Villa through to the Conference League semi-finals in dramatic fashion after a 4-3 penalty shootout victory in Lille. Emi Martinez, a penalty shootout hero, again the Argentine World Cup winner. And live now on TalkSport 2 will be at London Stadium. West Ham lead by Leverkusen by a 1-0 in the Europa League, but they're 2-1 down on aggregate, David Moyes' team. There'll be full commentary from now on TalkSport 2. So make sure you stick with the network for what is going to be a dramatic rest of the evening in European competition here. Mo Salah has given Liverpool on the lead on the night from the penalty spot against Atalanta with 3 minutes of the first half to go. And Salah's trying to clip it through the middle towards Diaz. They want handball against TN. It was handball. That'll be a yellow card for the Swedish centre-half and a free kick to Liverpool. What, 30 yards or so out here, Dean?
Well, the Liverpool players are asking, why is this not a red card? They feel as if Luis Diaz would be through on goal for a goal-scoring opportunity. Ian knows exactly what he's doing. He leads across with his left arm, stops Luis Diaz from going through 1v1 with the goalkeeper. It's just where the Jimsiti was round on the cover, which is a genuine possibility, and the referee has gone with a yellow card. But once again it's shown, and Jurgen Klopp talked about this after the first leg, that they had their opportunities, Liverpool, to make the most when the Atalanta defenders step out to mark their strikers as they go deep. There was spaces in behind. So far they've utilised that a couple of times really well, not more so than Mo Salah, who should have scored.
And so Diaz is booked for his protests, and the decision of a yellow card for Hien stands. I think you're right, Dean, because Jimsiti was the covering defender. It's a Liverpool free kick, dead centre, and what, 10 yards or so from the edge of the penalty area, maybe 30 yards out in all, but possibly just about within shooting range. Liverpool a goal up on the night, they need at least 2 more. In fact, it's 12 yards from the edge of the 18-yard box here, and Alexander-Arnold has placed the ball very deliberately, and he seems to be really sizing this one up at the empty end of the stadium, away to our right-hand side. There are 4 in the Atalanta wall. Andy Robertson standing over it as well. Will it be the right foot or the left foot? Here comes Alexander-Arnold to hit it right-footed into the wall. It's come back out to Robertson. Robertson lays it square to Curtis Jones. He's got time to dink one in. Van Dijk let it run. Diaz back to McAllister with a right-footed shot. That's blocked away. And then Alexander-Arnold completely miscues the rebound. An ugly slice, high right-footed, behind it away for a goal kick.
Yeah, a competition for the worst effort from, first of all, Alexander-Arnold from the free kick straight into the wall. Then when it was recycled out of the area, McAllister bobbles his into a defender, and it comes out to Alexander-Arnold, and he says, I'm going to win. Puts it high into the empty stand behind that goal.
And what's coming up in terms of reaction tonight, the sports bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Whatever happens this evening, or what is already proving to be a dramatic night in Europe for English clubs, Aston Villa through to the semi-finals of the Europa Conference League, and West Ham and Liverpool hoping to mount great comebacks tonight. Van Dijk has fouled Miranchuk, went right through the back of him. Free kick to Atalanta, and no further punishment, I don't think, for Van Dijk. Into 2 added minutes at the end of the first half. And of course, Liverpool have just got to make sure that they don't concede. At 1-0 at half-time, with 2 goals to get in the second half, we certainly wouldn't put it past Jurgen Klopp's side. Here is Kolasinac, scooping the ball up the inside left channel. The flick by Skamaka over the top and cleared away by the covering McAllister for Liverpool. A high ball towards the halfway line, and Gakpo's done well to beat Kolasinac in the air. He then comes across and thunders it out of play. Liverpool want to take the throw quickly with Gakpo. 40 seconds into 2 added at the end of the first half, and now Szoboszlai to the corner of the penalty area. There are 2 balls on the pitch as Atalanta clear it away, and Jurgen Klopp wants the game stopped. Atalanta on the break with Miranchuk trying to burst beyond Konate. Konate does well to steady himself and see it back to Addison, and the referee should have stopped the game there.
Yeah, he should have. I just don't think he saw it, the referee.
Too busy with the break from Atalanta. Canate once again showing 1v1. He's a really difficult defender to get past. He's able to handle that situation with ease in the end.
Liverpool back in Premier League action at the weekend, away at Fulham on Sunday. 2 points behind the league leaders Manchester City, who will play in the FA Cup semi-final on Saturday against Chelsea at Wembley. We've got both FA Cup semi-finals live on TalkSport this weekend. Coventry against Manchester United on Sunday. Arsenal could go top of the Premier League by Saturday evening with a win at Wolves. That is live on TalkSport, live and exclusive. A 7:30 kick-off on Saturday. Sheffield United against Burnley, the two relegation candidates, on TalkSport 2 at 3. Good turn by Salah on the halfway line for Liverpool. They're 3-1 down on aggregate against Atalanta. Alexander-Arnold has won them a throw midway inside Atalanta territory. You just wonder whether Liverpool had Alexander-Arnold in this difficult period, whether results might have been different as the referee blows the half-time whistle. Halfway through the second leg here in Bergamo, and Liverpool still have it all to do, that there really is increased hope now for Jurgen Klopp's side of a remarkable European comeback. Mo Salah with a very early penalty to give them the second leg advantage, drilling the ball beyond the goalkeeper after handball by Ruggieri from Alexander-Arnold's cross. Atalanta have rarely threatened their best opportunity when there were hearts in mouths for Liverpool fans. Koopmeiners rammed it beyond Addison, but from an offside position, the goal was ruled out, and so at half-time in the quarter-final second leg, Atalanta 0, Liverpool 1 on the night, and Liverpool still trail 3-1 on aggregate.
League history has overturned a 3-goal first leg deficit in the knockout. That was Valencia in the 2014 quarter-finals. Maybe Liverpool can add their names to that list. Nobody's ever done it away from home. They need a monumental second half. They still trail by 2 goals on aggregate. Over on TalkSport 2, by the way, West Ham lead by Leverkusen by a 1-0 on the night. They trail 2-1 on aggregate. 5 minutes added on at the end of the first half, and we've just had a player down injured, so we'll come to the half-time whistle at the London Stadium very, very shortly. But Dean Ashton, perfect start from Liverpool to go in front after 5 minutes. How have they built after that goal? Because they'll be pleased with the situation they find themselves in, but will they be really pleased with how they've played as well?
I think they will be, because they've dominated the game. They've dominated possession, 70% of that, and in terms of attempts, you know, it's 8-1 in Liverpool's favour. I think the tempo's been terrific. I think they've utilised that space that they didn't in the home leg, when one of the Atalanta defenders comes out of his position to come tight to one of the forwards. There is that space in behind. They've utilised that. They've looked to threat because of it. And really they should be 2-0 ahead. You know, Mo Salah, you don't get an easier opportunity really than that as a top-level elite forward player, going through a nice height just to lift that over the goalkeeper, and he made a real mess of it. So that they should be 2-0 ahead really, and I think he'd be really pleased actually with the difference, especially from last week.
They're in a really good position. Obviously the next goal in this tie, absolutely massive. Atalanta of course will want it to go their way, but you feel like, even though they would take the scoreline at this stage of the tie, particularly going into it, that fear has maybe crept into their play after that goal early on, and they've retreated. They're not the same side that you and I witnessed at Anfield last week.
No, they're not, and I think because of the personnel change with Kolasinac and Miramchuk coming into the team, they're not as big a threat on the counter-attack as they were last week at Anfield. But it's the way that the manager's gone. He's got that option to change if he needs to at any point, but you're right, they have regressed into their formation. But it's actually when they have an attack that Liverpool look the most dangerous. That's when Liverpool have had their joy, which is surprising really. I think they've struggled a little bit more when Atalanta have just sat in, so perhaps they should be a little bit more defensive more often, Atalanta.
I also have to ask you about weather, and there was a big incident for me just before half-time. There should have been a red card against the Atalanta defender, Hyen. It looked like he deliberately used his arm to block a pass that was rolling through for Luis Diaz, who would probably have taken the ball away and at least been in at goal. What did you make of that situation?
Well, you're right. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows that Luis Diaz is away from him, and he just puts his arm out to stop it. And he's taking a chance, hoping the referee, you know, takes pity in terms of Jim City being just across from him. But there's no way Jim City is catching Luis Diaz. He is away and going to be 1v1 with the goalkeeper. So it felt like a big decision, and one that Hien has definitely got away with. You could tell by his reaction straight away. He knew he'd done it. And probably feels a little bit lucky, and Liverpool can, rightly so, can say to the referee, well, that could easily have been a red card.
Just finally, Dean, looking ahead to the second half, where will Liverpool find another gear here if they need to turn things up? Because, of course, they need 2 goals at least to take it to extra time, so it needs to be a special second half performance nonetheless.
It does. I think if they can maintain the levels that they have, I think they'll create the chances. It's just about whether they're going to be clinical enough. You know, you have to be almost perfect in a game like this to get a special result. And so far, they haven't been perfect because Mo Salah hasn't taken that opportunity. So if Nunez and Jota come on, then and the chances come their way, they have to be more clinical than they have been in the last 3 or 4 games where they've been so wasteful. Been wasteful again tonight with a chance. Ultimately, that will be what costs them, because I think they'll create the chances tonight.
Okay, Dean, big 45 minutes on the way out in Bergamo. Liverpool looking back to their competent best. In the second half, they'll need to be at their brilliant best if they're to get past Atalanta and into the semi-finals of the Europa League. That's exactly where West Ham United want to be. They came into tonight trailing by Leverkusen by 2-0 on aggregate. They have reduced arrears. The half-time whistle has gone. TalkSport's Ian Abrahams.
West Ham won by Leverkusen 0. The goal on 13 minutes. Jared Bowen's ball in from the right-hand side with his left foot in swinging for Mikel Antonio to get there first. He wanted it more than any of the Leverkusen defenders and the goalkeeper, and he powered home a header. Bowen unlucky not to add a second from a Kudus ball in, left-hand side with his right foot again in swinging. Bowen was 5 yards out, the goalkeeper blocked it on his line. He's also made a couple of other good saves, the keeper, and there was one chance just before half-time when Antonio had a shot blocked. It fell to Alvarez edging the area. His shot was then blocked by Antonio subsequently, and when it came to Soufal, his shot was saved. The only time Leverkusen have even attempted to get the ball past Fabianski in the West Ham goal. Nathan Teller early on from 25 yards out. On his birthday, Fabianski to his right made a decent save. There was a kerfuffle during the half with the players and the coaching staff. One of each was sent off. Billy McKinley, the assistant manager of West Ham, he sat 2 rows behind us now, Hugh, for the second half. At the break, though, West Ham are halfway there. West Ham won by Leverkusen 0, 2-1 on aggregate. The whole of the second half is on TalkSport 2.
And it looks like Bayer Leverkusen will want to have a little bit more attacking intent in the second half, because their 18-goal centre-forward, Victor Boniface, has come out to warm up with a fitness trainer as soon as the rest of the players went down the tunnel, so we should expect to see him at the beginning of the second half. Loads still to play for tonight. Everything hangs in the balance. Let's get the half-time odds with Ladbrokes.
Odds update on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+, begambler.org.
So Liverpool have reduced things just to 2 goals. As I say, they need going to need to be absolutely on it in that second half, but they've made a good start to the evening. If Atalanta want to go on and win on the evening, reach the semi-finals tonight, 16-1 for them to do that. The draw is 11-2. Liverpool to win now at 1-6. These, of course, within 90 minutes. Okay, so it's to go on to win the match within 90 minutes. 16-1 for Atalanta. The draw 11-2. Liverpool to win it is 1-6. On now. Those the halftime odds with Ladbrokes. It's 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Odds update on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+, begambler.org.
So just to run you through the half-time scores then, Atalanta 0, Liverpool 1. Atalanta leading 3-1 on aggregate. It's goalless between Marseille and Benfica. Benfica 2-1 up on aggregate from the first leg. Roma look like they're just about there. They lead AC Milan 2-0 tonight, 3-0 on aggregate, as we mentioned. West Ham 1-0 up tonight, 2-1 behind on aggregate against Bayer Leverkusen. In the Europa Conference League, Aston Villa went through 4-3 on penalties a little bit earlier on. Lille had won the game 2-1 on the night. Fiorentina 2-0 on the night against Victoria Pilsen. They are through. And this evening, Fenerbahce 1, Olympiacos 0. That's level 3 all on aggregate. And POAK Salonika 0, Club Brugge 2. Bruges 3-0 up on aggregate. A very busy night across Europe. Remember, Liverpool won 5-0 on their last trip to Atalanta. That included a 39-minute Diogo Jota hat-trick. Will he come off the bench maybe to be their talisman and hero this evening? A big 45 minutes on the way. Stay with us here on TalkSport.
Kick-off on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus BeGambleAware.org.
Did you know that We Buy Any Car will guarantee to buy your car? So why waste time inviting car dealers over to kick your tyres, only for them to change their mind about buying it? You could be doing something way better, like tap dancing. Ta-da! Just sold my car to We Buy Any Car. To find out how much your car's worth in 30 seconds, enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com. Admin fee may apply. For more information, visit WeBuyAnyCar.com/info.
Tickling your boss's hand is not appropriate. Shaking it is. Eating a bucket of KFC at your desk is not appropriate. Eating the new KFC lunch meal deal is. It's a Twister wrap, crisps and drink from $5.49. Workplace appropriate, but when finger licking is not. Weekdays until 3 p.m. In-store at participating restaurants only. See kfc.co.uk for full T's and C's.
Switch to EE and get our fastest full fibre ever.
Well, how fast is fast?
Up to 1.6 gig fast.
So I can live stream the match.
Whilst I video chat with my friends.
And I game. All at the same time.
That's right. All powered by BT with absolutely nothing to pay up front.
What? Nothing?
Not a thing. No wonder broadband switchers choose EE. Offer ends 25th of April. New customers, 32.5% UK availability. Terms apply.
Not shopped at Ocado, but you've heard it's the best. Now you can shop for 25% less. And groceries delivered free to your address. There's an Ocado just for you.
First time customer, get 25% off your grocery shop and free delivery.
There's an Ocado just for you.
New customers only. Minimum spend £60. Max saving £20. Geographical restrictions apply. Conditions at ocado.com. Verify at info@ocadoRetail.com.
On average, Rift get their customers $3,000 back.
I'm like a rubber ball, like a mountain.
Let's get the ball rolling. Search Rift tax refunds.
Orbital cosmic tomcattery.
Oculant credence cohomology.
Operatic consonance trombonary.
I've got it.
Ocular comprehensive totomography.
I haven't got it. What is it anyway?
Optical coherence tomography, an advanced eye health scan that can help spot sight conditions early. At Specsavers, we think it's so important we're providing it nationwide.
Octopus coherence. I've got the giggles now.
Not everyone can say it, but everyone can have it. Add it to your eye test for an additional charge. Check your local store for availability and price.
I'm Martin Samuel. I write a column for the Times and Sunday Times, and you can read my take on the weekend's football every Monday online or through our app. You'll also find the latest news and exclusive football features. Enjoy the Game podcast, the football newsletter, and in-depth tactical analysis in the trend. A digital subscription is just £1 for 3 months. Subscribe with Google or visit thetimes.co.uk/TalkSport to join. Auto renews at £26 a month unless cancelled.
BetUK have got some mad offers.
Like what? Free bets?
Yeah, man. £30 in free bets when you bet £10.
You joking? Really?
Yeah. And even with a free bet, I still wouldn't back your team.
Oh, whatever, mate.
Whatever you think. Visit betuk.com or download the app to get your £30 in free bets. BetUK. It's where the UK bets.
New customers only. £10 minimum bet. Minimum odds and T&Cs apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Europa League live on TalkSport with Village Hotels. With 33 locations across the UK, Village Hotels have everything under one roof for a great breakaway.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker.
Oh, what a finish!
Europa League live on TalkSport.
You're listening to Kick-Off on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. It's 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org. There is a lifeline for Liverpool after Mo Salah's penalty on 7 minutes means they trail Atalanta 3-1 on aggregate, but expect them to throw the kitchen sink at this one. The second half coming up very, very shortly here on TalkSport. Remember, over on TalkSport 2, West Ham have a 1-0 lead on the night against Bayer Leverkusen, but they trail 2-1 on aggregate. Could be another grandstand finish for you. And we had one a little bit earlier on in the Europa Conference League. as Aston Villa made it through to their first European semi-final since 1982, beating Lille 4-3 on penalties. You have to say they rode their luck on the evening, losing the game by 2 goals to 1. It went down to a penalty shootout. Emi Martinez, after his penalty heroics in the World Cup final, was at it again. He saved 2 in the shootout. He got a second yellow card shown to him during that shootout, and we all thought, what's going on here? Isn't he off? Turns out that after 90 minutes, or after the extra time has ended, yellow cards are white, which means that the penalty shootout itself is almost a separate entity. So he was a very, very lucky boy indeed, albeit it was all within the rules. And he was the man of the moment for Aston Villa, who made it through. And look, hopefully we get another Premier League representative too. West Ham are giving it absolutely everything. As I mentioned, Liverpool will as well. And we could be right down to another late night here on TalkSport, with all the reaction coming for you with the sports bar from the conclusion of events out in Bergamo. Let's head back to your commentary team. TalkSport's Joe Shelton is alongside the former England striker, Dean Ashton.
And great to see the Liverpool fans high up in one corner of the Gavis Stadium, huddled together. Lots of Liverpool flags and banners depicting Liverpool triumphs in Europe over years gone by. And of course, Liverpool's greatest triumphs are reserved for the European Cup and the Champions League, but the Europa League is where it's at in Europe this season for Jurgen Klopp. His final season as manager. Of course, he'll leave in the summer, and he wants to potentially depart with a treble. Who knows? That is still technically possible for Liverpool, though of course that in part hinges on what they can do in the second half of the second leg here away at Atalanta. 3-1 down on aggregate Liverpool. Mo Salah has given them a second leg half-time lead from the penalty spot. Arguably, Salah should have scored again. Diaz has had one good opportunity as well. Atalanta have rarely threatened. There is a real belief, I'm sure, in the Liverpool camp that they can do it, Dean Ashton. They can at the very least force this game to extra time.
Well, absolutely. I think they've shown in that first half that they can create the chances and should be 2-0 ahead, that's for sure. So they'll know that if they could be more clinical in the second half, there's no reason why they can't, at the very least, take it to extra time, albeit you still have that sense that Atalanta may have 1 or 2 chances themselves, and you've just got to hope you can get through those moments if you're a Liverpool player.
We'll keep you up to date with West Ham's attempts at a comeback against Bayer Leverkusen. 1-0 up at half-time in the second leg at London Stadium. 2-1 down on aggregate. The whole of that game is live over on TalkSport 2 right now. If you haven't got the app, make sure you get hold of it. It's free and easy to download. You can swipe between both stations at your leisure. We've got Premier League football, Championship football, both FA Cup semi-finals, the Women's Champions League semi-final coming up this weekend across the TalkSport network. The sports bar will take all your reaction, and once we're done tonight, but a long way still to go. Second half about to get underway in northern Italy, and Atalanta in their dark blue and black will kick us off again, playing from left to right. Liverpool all in red, attacking the northern end of the stadium that is full with Atalanta supporters. No changes at half-time as far as we can tell. Aston Villa flying the flag for English clubs in Europe, it would seem, through to the Europa Conference League semi-finals. And will Liverpool and West Ham keep alive their own European hopes in the Europa League as the second half begins here? And Liverpool win the ball back from kick-off straight away. Alexander-Arnold will scoop it downfield, and Hien is there to head it away for Atalanta. Liverpool with Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson. The back four, McAllister, Jones and Szoboszlai in midfield. Diaz, Salah and Gakpo up front. Liverpool need 2 more at a minimum to take the tie to extra time. Atalanta have Musso in goal. Jimsiti, Hien and Kolasinac are the defenders. Zappacosta and Ruggeri are the wing-backs. Ederson, De Roon and Koopmeiners in midfield. Scamacca and Miranchuk are the front 2. I'll give you the Liverpool subs as soon as I get the opportunity, but here's Van Dijk sending the ball back to Alisson, all in green away to our right-hand side of this rather compact stadium. The Gavis Stadium holds about 16,000 or so at the moment, and Liverpool dominated possession and territory in large part in the first half. They kept the tempo high. What they need to do now, Dean Ashton, is convert any chances that come their way.
Well, like I said in the first half, what they have done is Luis Diaz and Mo Salah at times have been the two forward players, with Gakpo then dropping in as a 10 to be that genuine threat in behind when they do get the ball, Liverpool. Then they can go out wide as and when they need to. But it's just about composure, both in front of goal and defensively, making sure they don't concede, but also when these chances come along, they have to take them. And can they take it right towards the end of the game? Maybe get one back, and then you bring on the likes of Jota and Nunez, and then anything can happen.
And remember, the away team in the second leg of a knockout situation like this, down by 3 or more goals after the first leg, have never in the history of the Europa League been able to turn that deficit around. Liverpool aiming to be the first tonight as Konate slides in on Scamacca, and the ball is out of play for an Atalanta throw 10 yards or so into Liverpool territory. The Liverpool bench: Gomez, Endo, Nunez, Adrian the goalkeeper, Jota, Elliott, Dans, Clark, Quansah, Gravenberg, Tsimikas, McConnell, and the second choice goalkeeper Kevin Kelleher. Liverpool perhaps smarting from that first leg defeat last Thursday, but still with a prospect of a dramatic recovery. Atalanta have possession. Ruggieri, the former Atalanta youth team player, will take the throw on the far side, the left. It's intercepted by Alexis McAllister, but the loose ball has dropped to Ederson, who pokes it onto Cope Miners, and his cross is turned behind by Ibrahima Konate. Not quite the same dynamic opening to the second half for Liverpool as the first, and now they have a first Atalanta corner to defend. Atalanta 3-1 up on aggregate, live on Talk Sport.
Yeah, well, Gasperini will want a little bit more control. Totally dominated by Liverpool. They are at home.
First corner of the game in its entirety, taken short and whipped back in high by Miranchuk. Miles over here. Terrible effort with the ball on his left foot, and it's ballooned out of play for a throw to Liverpool in the left back position. Jogging across to take it with no great hurry is Liverpool's Andy Robertson. Sea of blue all around him as his throw finds Diaz midway inside his own half of the field. Then Robertson with a high raking ball up the middle. The floodlights on and the skies are dark now. Ruggieri for Atalanta has managed to find Scamacca. Good turn away from Alexis McAllister. Little tuck back by Cope Miners to the feet of Miranchuk. Wide to the near side, and Zappacosta. Much better this from Atalanta. Zappacosta's ball in. Cope Miners can't get there, and it's an opportunity for Ederson, who struck it with his right foot. Not enough power behind it. Easy save for Ederson. Big let-off for Liverpool.
Yeah, it was almost a carbon copy of the first leg goal that Atalanta opened with from Scamacca. Zappacosta getting down the right-hand side, whipping the ball back towards the penalty spot. Scamacca missed it, and then when it was laid off to Ederson, he just couldn't quite get at either side of Alisson. It was straight at the goalkeeper, who just gathered easily.
Liverpool haven't really switched on at all at the start of the second half here. 1-0 up on the night, but that will not be enough. 3-1 down on aggregate here in the Europa League quarter-final.
And of course, those gaps that do appear, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold are out of position. They know they can attack those areas.
Sportsbar will take your calls once we're done with all of the European football tonight. 03717 223344. West Ham still trail 2-1 on aggregate to the German champions Bayer Leverkusen, live over on Talk Sport 2. Liverpool with McAllister, fouled surely by Cope Miners, and the referee does eventually blow for a Liverpool free kick, and Jones has gone to ground. In fact, it was Jones who was caught by Cope Miners in the middle of midfield, just stuck out a leg and trod on the right foot of Curtis Jones, who, like many Liverpool players, has had injury issues this season, and a mistake in the Atalanta back line. Goalkeeper and defender caught in a mess after a simple long ball forward, and in the end Jim City was able to deflect it away from danger and get it away from the edge of the penalty area for Atalanta. Liverpool very nearly threatening out of almost nothing.
Yeah, just a ball over the top, and the goalkeeper obviously called, but Jim City didn't hear the call. It hit him on the back of the head. Didn't really know much about it.
Now De Roon with an early ball in from the near side, the Atalanta right. That's easily gathered by Allison, who throws it out over arm to Alexander-Arnold. We are 6 minutes into the second half in the second leg. Liverpool need at least 2 more. Alexander-Arnold gets a return ball from Salah. Right-hand edge of the penalty area. The cross came Ederson, and it's a Liverpool corner at that north end of the stadium. It is packed with Atalanta supporters. The first corner of the game for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool in what could be his last European game in charge.
Terrific run from Alexander-Arnold down the right-hand side, and then underlapping Mo Salah with a 1-2, winning a corner. Just putting in a lot of effort, Alexander-Arnold. Can he play the full 90 and more, or is he only going to be able to give 60, 70 minutes?
Canate and Van Dijk both forward, whipped in by Alexander-Arnold, headed away by Atalanta, up to the midway point of their own half, and Szoboszlai with a sweeping ball, out to the right again, chested down by Alexander-Arnold, ball in with the outside of his foot, blocked off by Ederson, who scrambles it clear, the defensive midfielder for Atalanta, up and over the halfway line. Liverpool win possession back. This is better from Liverpool, who are 2 points off the top in the Premier League. There is still the faint prospect of what would be a fine treble, but it will take some turnaround to achieve it. Arsenal can go top of the Premier League on Saturday evening if they win away at Wolves. That'll be live on TalkSport on the same day. Manchester City against Chelsea in the first of the FA Cup semi-finals at Wembley. The second is on Sunday. Coventry City against Manchester United. Both are on TalkSport. Here is McAllister shepherding the ball back to Allison, the Liverpool goalkeeper. Allison almost gets himself in a tangle, plays it square to Van Dijk, safety first clearance, upfield from Van Dijk. Allison nearly caught in 2 minds there under pressure. Now McAllister on the far side, the right to Salah. 10 yards into opposition territory, lovely little touch back by Szoboszlai, little back heel to find Jones, who bursts beyond the challenge of De Roon. Out wide to Salah and back in field now to McAllister. Square ball to Alexander-Arnold. They look a little more well-drilled in this second half defensively. Atalanta and City quite deep and allowing Liverpool to attack towards them now. Gakpo's ball in field, poked out wide by Szoboszlai. Diaz with a back heel to keep it in on the dead ball line. Cody Gakpo corner of the penalty area. Deflected cross, that's going to be easy for Musso to gather. Nobody in red anticipated that cross.
No, but you've got to anticipate that. When Gakpo and Luis Diaz are out wide, that's where Szoboszlai and Jones have to make it their job to get into the penalty area. That's where the likes of Gini Van Alden were so good in that midfield area.
So Aston Villa through to a first major European semi-final since 1982 after a penalty shootout victory in Lille. 4-3 on penalty kicks. It was live on TalkSport 2. West Ham still trailed by Leverkusen 2-1 on aggregate. Liverpool 3-1 down on aggregate away at Atalanta. Nearly 10 minutes into the second half now. Diaz in the second leg has won it back off Jim Seating. Left-hand edge of the penalty area, Diaz. He lodges it square to Jones. Jones finds Salah with his back to goal, surrounded by blue shirts. Wriggles away and manages to poke it wide to Diaz. Diaz shuffles in field, blocked off by De Roon, surely. But no free kick given by the referee, the Texia. And Liverpool open-mouthed really in the direction of the referee, who's got all of the key decisions right, apart from that one, Dean Ashton. As Alexander-Arnold floats it brilliantly long for Gakpo. The flag has stayed down. Gakpo back to goal. He's laid it off to Szoboszlai. Back to Gakpo. Little flick. Salah's in. Saved by the goalkeeper. It's come out to Andy Robertson now. Robertson from the angle. Deep to the back post. And now the flag does eventually belatedly go up. And Salah missed another glorious opportunity, but he might have been offside anyway, Dean Ashton.
Oh, that pass in towards Gakpo, who was through, was just a fraction too high. He controlled it with his head in the end, and then it got to Szoboszlai, who really should have taken it out of his feet and had the shot. Instead, he laid it back towards Gakpo. Then Cruyff flicked it to Salah, who was offside, and then he missed the chance, and it was all a bit of a mess in the end. If only Gakpo could have just cushioned that into his own path, he would have been through again. But that is the danger for Atalanta. It's just that one ball over the top for the Liverpool pace.
FC Halifax Town 1, Oldham 2 in the National League. In the Europa League quarter-finals, Benfica are 2-1 up on aggregate against Marseille, goalless in the second leg. The winner of this game, Atalanta against Liverpool, will play the winner of that tie in the semi-finals. Roma 3-0 up on aggregate against Milan. Roma down to 10 men in the second leg, but that doesn't appear to be having too much of an effect on them. West Ham 2-1 down on aggregate to Bayer Leverkusen in the quarter-finals of the Europa League. Here's McAllister for Liverpool, 10 yards shy of the halfway line. Liverpool have got to be sharp with their finishing. They are 34 minutes or so away from Europa League elimination as it stands. They need 2 more goals at least. Here's Gakpo 10 yards shy of the edge of the penalty area, trying to smuggle it wide left. Cleared upfield by Jim City. Konate has beaten Scamacca, not once, but twice, as Van Dijk wins a header on halfway. Scamacca actually caught Konate, perhaps with a flailing arm. The referee gives Liverpool the free kick, and I think sensibly again, there's no further punishment.
Yeah, Scamacca just really leans in with his elbow into the ribs of Konate, and then Van Dijk comes and helps him out, and he clatters into Scamacca by winning the header as well.
Now a foul by Kolasinac on Szoboszlai. And Atalanta's approach getting ever more dogged as this game goes on. It isn't pretty from Gasperini's team. That stunning result at Anfield in the first leg, but it's the Liverpool fans, 750 that you can hear singing now. Liverpool are enjoying again much of the possession and territory. Free kick is midway inside the Atalanta half. Atalanta trying to make this a spoiling encounter in the second leg. The free kick is right of centre, too far out for a shot. Dinked in by Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk with the header, and it's gathered into the chest of the goalkeeper.
How often do we see him win those headers from set plays? Virgil van Dijk, he attacks it so well. Getting up, using that arm onto the back of the defender, Jim City, just to then try and guide the header. I don't think he was trying to score, I think he was just trying to lend that in towards Luis Diaz, who was trying to get in front of the goalkeeper, but just couldn't quite angle the header down.
Halifax 2, Oldham 2 in the National League now. Equaliser for Halifax, though a draw wouldn't really do either team much good in the race for the playoffs. Talking of the playoffs, West Bromwich Albion ensconced in the playoff picture, away at automatic promotion chasing Leicester in the Championship on Saturday lunchtime. That's exclusively live on Talk Sport. What a season we've had in the EFL. And with the clock ticking on the season, the only place to be is the Talk Sport network. Blackburn against Sheffield Wednesday. Both teams scrapping for survival at the bottom end of that division. Live on Sunday lunchtime on Talk Sport 2. 2 cracking commentary matches for you from the EFL this weekend, yet again. Header away by Atalanta, and now Ederson has hit the back of his own player, Jim City, but Kolasinac is able to recover, sends the ball to the right back position, and Zappacosta, whose slice clearance is straight out of play. There's a clumsiness about Atalanta in this second leg, and of course they're set up much more defensively, which is completely understandable. Can Liverpool carve them open at least twice and bring this tie level, Dinesh?
Yeah, they've looked edgy, haven't they, at times? Both defenders going for the same ball. Miscommunication between centre-back and goalkeeper at one moment. A couple of times now, Liverpool players just going through, getting in behind the defence. But so far they've got away with it.
We've had just under an hour in the second leg beneath the floodlights here. This redeveloped stadium, the Gewiss Stadium in Bergamo. Here come Atalanta with Zappacosta, charging down the near side of the right, level the edge of the penalty area. Jinks infield away from Curtis Jones, lays it square to Kovacic. Good turn, good low shot, well gathered by Addison to his left-hand side. The Liverpool player on the edge of the box was turned far too easily by Kovacic, and it was excellent handling by Addison.
But it's because of the pass from Zappacosta. He's zipped in along this wet surface, and Koopmeiners' first touch was wonderful, and you don't want him on his left foot. He's got a brilliant strike with that left foot of his, but unfortunately for him, the ball was slightly under his feet. It meant all he could do was really dig it out the strike. Still struck it well, but again straight at the goalkeeper.
Dinesh and his old club West Ham are still fighting for a spot in the Europa League semis. They are 2-1 down to Bayer Leverkusen in the second leg, live on Talk Sport 2. 2-1 down on aggregate, I should say. 1-0 up in the second leg against the German champions. Alan Pardew, Dean's former boss, part of our Talk Sport 2 commentary team tonight. Here is McAllister winning the ball back for Liverpool on halfway, feeding Cody Gakpo. Sandwich in between two blue shirts to Road and Hien do enough between them. Gakpo stays down. Liverpool, meanwhile, have to try and win it back through Jones, and he does just that on the halfway line. Miranchuk frustrated with the referee, who I think again has been right to allow play to go on amid those two separate challenges. Robertson flighted ball high up the middle, headed away by Kolasinac, only as far as Diaz, and now Salah with his back to goal, shrugged aside by the more physical presence of Kolasinac, and now Miranchuk breaks over the halfway line for Atalanta. Only really Scamacca in support. He gets the return ball from Ederson. There's Miranchuk and Ederson looking to burst beyond McAllister, who was fouled, says the referee, Ederson, by Alexis McAllister, and that's a free kick to Atalanta, about 6 yards from the edge of the penalty area now.
Well, I feel as if McAllister's done really well. I think he's given a throw in, actually. I think it's just the way he pointed towards that with his arm slightly down, the referee. But McAllister's played that role well this evening. He's covered when he's needed to. Yes, you lose maybe a little bit of his creativity, but he can play that role as well.
Ball is hoisted up towards Scamacca inside the penalty area, formerly of West Ham United, an injury-hit sole season in East London. Atalanta have the ball back midway inside the Liverpool half. Lovely way to pass through to Davide Zappacosta, who kept his feet under the challenge of Van Dijk. A risky challenge inside the penalty area. Liverpool are able to clear through Alexander-Arnold. A little dink up the middle, headed away by Hien. Into the 63rd minute now, and with Liverpool needing 2 more goals, I wonder whether Jurgen Klopp is thinking about possible substitutions. Now Koopmeiners hugging that far side left touchline. The Atalanta fans are on their feet all around the stadium. It's back towards Scamacca, smuggled away by McAllister for Liverpool, who are slightly losing this physical battle in the game now. Ruggieri left wing position, time to cross left-footed, well gathered by Addison, high above his head inside the 6-yard box.
Yeah, it's becoming frantic, it's becoming open. Don't really think Liverpool mind that. They've just got to make the most of the openness.
Well, Szoboszlai made a great run up the inside right channel, but it didn't appear that Jones saw his run. He was in lots of empty space there, Szoboszlai, because Ruggieri was still coming back, the left wing back. Anyway, Liverpool have got it with Alexander-Arnold, right wing position. He tried to ping it across with pace. Headed away by Ederson. That was a very flat delivery from Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool lead by a goal to nil in the second leg, but they still trail on aggregate. Here's Mo Salah with his back to goal. The flag has stayed down. Szoboszlai tucks it square. Can't find Luis Diaz. Cleared away on the stretch by De Roon. And now Van Dijk forward towards Diaz again. Maybe Liverpool just need an injection of something slightly different in this game. I'm thinking somebody like Diogo Jota, who is on the bench among the Liverpool subs. Szoboszlai is 35 yards from goal in a central position. Lays it square to Robertson. He's got Jones on the overlap. Here is Jones, corner of the area. Poor ball in field by Jones. Into the penalty area. Not sure who his target was. Hien sweeps it away.
It's a bit messy, a bit like the game itself. Neither team able to genuinely keep the ball in attacking areas to create a meaningful opportunity. But the way that the game is, it's not like Atalanta are just sat, camped in their own half. They're making a real game of it. Because of that, it is open. I feel that there is going to be chances. Might be Nunez and Jota that come on to make the difference. We've also got Elliott as well that can come on, or you can bring on Endo and put McAllister further forwards.
Seen a lot of cup football this season, Elliott. As that flighted ball forward by Canate will drift through into the arms of the big goalkeeper Musso in his short sleeve yellow shirt. And now they break Atalanta with Scamacca dropping on to the halfway line and now darting forward and poking it down the middle towards Miranchuk. He lays it left to Koopmeiners, who couldn't get it under control. Even though the angle was against him, that would have been a big chance. He's pulled it back to Ruggieri. Time and space to shoot. Blocked off by Alexis McAllister, who came across at the very last moment.
Well, again, what a great opportunity for Atalanta, but the ball from Miranchuk just wasn't good enough towards Koopmeiners. Look, the surface is so slick. If your pass isn't perfect, it does just skip away. It's firm, it's fast. It really does test you.
Yes, a slippery surface here. And with 25 minutes to go, 3-1 down an aggregate, Liverpool are going to make a triple change. Off comes Luis Diaz, and Jota, we mentioned, is the replacement. Diogo Jota, not scored since February the 10th. He has had a recent spell out due to injury. And Nunez and Elliott are both going to come on as well for Liverpool. And is it the front three coming off in its entirety? Because Salah, having scored the penalty on the night for Liverpool, but having also missed one big opportunity, is leaving the field. And Szoboszlai is the other Liverpool man to come off. So two of the front three substituted, Dean Ashton, and it's Jota, Elliott and Nunez all on.
I mean, look, I'm amazed it's Mohamed Salah, because I just think if you want anyone on the pitch, it's him because of his goal-scoring record. So that does surprise me that he's gone off. It doesn't surprise me that Klopp has made the three changes, with Elliott going, by the looks of things, over to the right. Jota will play alongside Nunez through the middle, with Gakpo coming over to this left-hand side.
Atalanta, meanwhile, possibly readying changes themselves. We're heading towards the final quarter of the game. The final 23 minutes potentially in the tie, unless Liverpool can score at least 2 more goals here. More European football to come for you on Saturday lunchtime on TalkSport 2. The first leg of the Women's Champions League semi-final. Chelsea, whose manager Emma Hayes is leaving at the end of the season, away at the great Barcelona side. Here is Jones for Liverpool, scampering over the halfway line, lays it inside left channel to Darwin Nunez. Jota is in the middle, Nunez infield, onto his right foot, edge of the penalty area, took one too many touches, and there were enough, 3 in the end, blue shirts, converging upon Nunez to win it back. And now a great bit of skill by Zappacosta to juggle the ball over the head of Robertson, and now he's darted 40 yards down the near side the right, back to Scamacca, who hits it over the top first time right-footed, and it's, by his standards, certainly in comparison to the first leg, a very presentable opportunity.
Wasn't that wonderful from Zappacosta? Lovely chest and flick over Robertson, driving down the right-hand side. He's got a really good understanding with Scamacca because of that goal in the first leg. Very similar as well there. Lovely bit of play, cutting it back into Scamacca, and he'll be disappointed. Not really under pressure from Konate, just gets that horribly wrong, looking to whip across it and keep it low, and just spins it up and over the top.
Zappacosta, a Europa League winner with Chelsea, that final that you might remember against Arsenal in 2019. In Baku, I think it was, as Nunez holds the ball up for Liverpool midway inside opposition territory. Liverpool have been more subdued in attack in the second half, and Atalanta have been that little bit more resilient, and this is where that 3-goal advantage they had from the first leg is such a precious one. Liverpool have cut that aggregate lead to 2 goals, but you can really see the advantage that Atalanta have got now, Dean Ashton.
Yeah, maybe just a couple of tweaks from Gasperini at half-time has helped defensively for Atalanta.
Here's an opportunity for Diogo Jota. Right-wing position for Liverpool, back to Konate. A sea of blue and black striped shirts ahead of Liverpool. Atalanta defending the edge of the 18-yard area. Liverpool playing from right to left. Cody Gakpo whips in the left-footed cross. It's overhit, but it reaches Alexander-Arnold at the back post. He tried to fizz it in on the half volley, but could only succeed in slicing the ball up into the air. It only went about 3 yards. Liverpool in the end have to go all the way back to goalkeeper Alisson. They have 3 straight away games in the Premier League to come. Liverpool at Fulham, away at Everton, which is live on TalkSport, and at West Ham as well. And a home game against Tottenham, a trip to Aston Villa, and a home game against Wolves to finish the season. Liverpool 2 points off the top of the Premier League. Joe Gomez stripped and ready to come on all in red very shortly, but it's the Atalanta fans who are singing because their team are heading through to what would be just a second ever European semi-final for Atalanta. The last one they reached was the European Cup Winners' Cup semi-final in 87-88. So it's been over 35 years for the Atalanta fans, this renaissance they've had under recent years, under Gasperini. Liverpool haven't really had enough of an answer in this second half. 20 minutes to go, 1 up on the night, 3-1 down on aggregate.
You know what I said before the game to Q, you know, is this team ready to mount a comeback in this game? You know, you've seen the likes of a Henderson driving the team from midfield. Who's the player that's going to drive this team now in the second half when players will be getting tired? They're not full of confidence from the last couple of games. Who is it that can try and grab the game?
West Ham 1-0 up on the night against Bayer Leverkusen, but still 2-1 down on aggregate to Xabi Alonso's Bundesliga winners. Haven't lost at all this season, Bayer Leverkusen. They might suffer their first defeat of the campaign and still go through. Pumped long by Robertson, high upfield. Nunez was never going to get there, blocked off by the retreating Ederson, who's done his defensive midfield work very diligently so far. Easy for Musso to gather, and Musso, the goalkeeper, has been very well protected in this second half. Aston Villa through to the Europa Conference League semi-finals. You heard that on TalkSport 2 earlier after a dramatic penalty shootout win in Lille. And let's get the latest from the second half of the second leg at London Stadium with TalkSport's Ian Abrahams.
20 minutes to go, West Ham won by Leverkusen 0. The second half, Jarrod Bones had a ball across the 6-yard box, nobody there though, and Leverkusen through Frimpong had a shot saved at the near post by Fabianski. 2-1 on aggregate, the Germans lead. It's live on TalkSport 2, it's on a knife edge. West Ham won by Leverkusen 0.
Yes, make sure you download our app if you haven't already. We've got more live football on the network than anywhere else, and indeed more than 60 games in the month of April alone. This is one of them. Liverpool have made another change, their fourth of the game. Off goes Alexander-Arnold, on comes Joe Gomez, Dean Ashton with 18 minutes left.
Of course, I'm sure Jurgen Klopp would have loved to have kept Alexander-Arnold on for longer, but he is coming back from that knee injury, and ultimately he's still building his minutes, and there's still some very important games to come in the Premier League. You don't want to risk players ultimately, but Gomez coming on, and Jurgen Klopp just wants to try and tweak the system. I think he wants Jota to go up there with Nunez and maybe go to a more of a 4-4-2 with Elliott on the right, Gakpo on the left.
Defiant chance of some of the Liverpool fans, the several hundred who are in the stadium tonight, but Liverpool's European hopes of recovery are fading away now as Canate sends the ball skywards into touch. It's an Atalanta throw. No great threat to the Atalanta goal whatsoever at the moment, you have to say. They look comfortable, and they're going to make a double substitution with two of the key players from the first leg. Mario Pasalic, who scored the third goal at Anfield, and De Ketelaere about to come on. Musso hacks the ball out of play into touch the goalkeeper after a long ball downfield, and it's a Liverpool throw about 10 yards into opposition territory away on the far side, the right, as we look at it.
Well, I think Gasperini must be thinking, obviously as it gets later in the game as well, Liverpool will have to throw players forward to try and at least get that second goal, and the gaps might open up, and that's where the likes of Pasalic and Ketelaere were so superb in the first leg.
Off goes Scamacca, who has been in fine goal-scoring form of late. His 2 goals at Anfield, so crucial in the context of this tie. And Charles de Ketelaere, the Belgian on loan from Milan, will be his replacement. And in fact, it's the 2 players, de Ketelaere and Pasalic, who started in the first leg, who were replaced for the start of the second, who are now coming on. And Pasalic, the number 8, will replace Ederson, who's done a very good job in the second half in midfield. Almost a low-key atmosphere in Bergamo. There's perhaps affected by the relatively small numbers in the stadium tonight, but for Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, European football together, Klopp and Liverpool might only have 15 minutes plus added time left here, live on TalkSport. 3-1 down on aggregate to Atalanta. Forward by McAllister to Harvey Elliott. Liverpool needs some inspiration now as Jota misses his kick. Big swing and a miss, and Hien will dink the ball over the top for Atalanta. That gets Canate on the turn. He's beaten to it by De Ketelaere. De Ketelaere down by the dead ball line, cuts it back neatly to Koopmeiners. The angle is against him. Koopmeiners tried to dig it across towards the feet of Miranchuk, but Van Dijk did enough to block him off, and it's a goal kick to Liverpool.
Yeah, different problem for Liverpool. De Ketelaere, lovely little run in behind, got a little bit more pace than Scamacca, who looks to hold it up. Off the back of Konate, and reverse ball into Koopmeiners, and then again Virgil van Dijk coming across, and he's just so strong physically. Pushed him aside.
greater speed and mobility, as you say, Dean, in the Atalanta attack now. Jurgen Klopp in that retro-looking jacket has hardly left his position, as always, on the edge of the technical area. Van Dijk's ball down the middle towards Nunez is cut out by the retreating Hien. And now Atalanta have it with Koopmeiners midway inside his own half of the field. Liverpool's attacks are more hopeful than expectant at the moment, you feel, in the game. 77 minutes gone in the second leg, and they're 1-0 up on the night, Liverpool, but 3-1 down on aggregate. Here's Andy Robertson, midway inside Atalanta territory, back to the halfway line, and McAllister. Now Van Dijk's quick ball to the centre circle, and Jones. McAllister skips beyond the challenge of Koopmeiners and lays it wide to the near side, and Robertson. McAllister was caught there by the late tackle of the Dutchman, Koopmeiners, so that's a yellow card. He is highly thought of throughout Europe. Turn Koopmeiners, and a lot of links with a potential move away. Some in the Italian media were speculating that he wouldn't start tonight, but that turned out not to be true. It was a poor late tackle on McAllister, actually.
It's not really been in keeping with the game, has it? It hasn't been that type of two-legged affair between the two sides. Koopmeiners just sliding in late.
Andy Robertson's free kick for Liverpool, left wing position, high to the far post, and that is too easy for the goalkeeper Musso to grab out of the air. It was a floated delivery from Robertson with no real pace on it, and it just looped up easily for the goalkeeper to gather.
They're just lacking that bit of quality, unbelievably, Liverpool, in the final third, especially in this half. They've not been able to get a sustained period of pressure against the Atalanta goal. You're right, it's been pretty hopeful, hasn't it, with the balls forward in this second half, just looking for that one ball over the top.
Such great adventures for Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp in Europe over the years. That 6th European Cup triumph in 2019, and runners-up in the Europa League in his first season at the club, 2015-2016. Liverpool look set to go out of the competition at the quarter-final stage this year, barring at least 2 goals in the last 11 and a half minutes plus added time. Jota upset with the assistant referee. I think he's been flagged offside. Either way, it's a free kick to Atalanta now, and Atalanta doing a very effective job at stopping the rhythm of the game. I think Liverpool are going to bring on Jayden Dans in just a moment, the youngster who we saw first come onto the scene as part of that incredibly youthful side that won the League Cup for Liverpool, and he scored his first senior goals in the FA Cup against Southampton. Meanwhile, Ademola Lookman, remember him, former Everton man, also ex-Leicester and Fulham, has taken to the field, and it's Miranchuk who goes off for Atalanta. Meanwhile, Dans is now onto the pitch for Liverpool, and they've taken off Andy Robertson, and this is where I think Dean Ashton, Liverpool just throw everything at it, really.
Yeah, I don't think Cody Gakpo's a left back, that's for sure, but he's currently...
That's where he is at the moment.
He's currently in the closest one to that vicinity. Jane Dan's coming on, if anyone hasn't seen it. His goal against Manchester United recently for the youth side is absolutely outrageous, back heel, and he's got the confidence of obviously playing and being part of the team that won the Carabao Cup. But it's a big ask. But why not? Why not dream as a young player? Can he be the hero?
Very much a teenager, Liverpool's young prodigy, Jayden Dans, who's been outstanding in the very few senior first-team opportunities that he's had across the season, still just 18 years of age. A big goal for Marseille against Benfica in the second leg. Marseille won, Benfica 0 in the Europa League, 2-2 on aggregate, and that's significant because the winners of this tie will play the winners of that one in the last 4. It looks like Liverpool won't be there as it stands. Atalanta 3-1 ahead on aggregate, and Liverpool not really posing any threat to the Italian side's goal. Live on TalkSport. Gasperini still issuing instructions for Atalanta, and his stock will only continue to rise if he's able to steer them into the semis tonight.
Yeah,
Liverpool build from the back.
He will have shown that he can adapt his team to play in a different way. Looking at the situation of the game, kind of now waiting for this Liverpool onslaught that simply isn't arriving.
Changes haven't really helped Liverpool very much. That's not to argue that the changes shouldn't have been made. Atalanta have just made the game much more difficult for Liverpool in the second half. It has been quite a spoiling style of play, and that's understandable from the Italian team. 03717 223344 for the sports bar once we're done tonight on TalkSport and TalkSport 2, where West Ham, despite a valiant effort against Bayer Leverkusen, look like they might be heading out as well. They're 2-1 down on aggregate, West Ham. Diogo Jota's ball in field towards the underlapping run of Gomez, cleared away by Ruggieri. What a night for Aston Villa, through to the Conference League semis after beating Lille on penalty kicks. Emi Martinez, the hero, once again in a penalty shootout, and he was winding up the Lille fans as well. Here's Canate for Liverpool. As it stands, it'll only be Aston Villa with European interest left, as all the rest of the English clubs look like they're going to go out this week. 4 from 5 would go out if you include Arsenal and Manchester City, of course, in the Champions League yesterday.
And what Gasperini has now said to his side is, we are man on man. There's no tactical shape. It is, you have got your man and you stay with them, and this is what they did in the first leg, and it makes it really difficult then for Liverpool to play through. Van Dijk's getting it under pressure, so's McAllister. They just cannot seem to get that ball into the forwards.
Liverpool had chances in the first half. They could have scored 3 in the first half. As it is, they have only managed 1 on the night. 3-1 down on aggregate. Salah had one glorious opportunity, Dean, when put through the middle, and Liverpool's wastefulness has cost them on numerous occasions in key matches in recent times in the season. Ultimately, it looks like it could well be the case again tonight.
Well, because then that usual pressure builds from Liverpool when they do take their chances. Otherwise, it then gives the opposition more confidence.
Scoop forward by Pasalic for Atalanta towards Ademola Lookman, who's got great, tremendous pace, as we've seen in the Premier League in his fleeting appearances there before. Van Dijk got it away initially. Now Gakpo in the left-back position, as you say, Dean, is fouled by Koopmeiners. That's a free kick to Liverpool, who are rapidly running out of time. Only 6.5 minutes of normal time, plus additional added between them and Europa League elimination.
There's no doubt Cody Gakpo at left-back just looks strange.
I don't think that's what Klopp is trying to do. In fact, Gakpo's been sent forward now.
He's now gone out. I think they're looking more to play Van Dijk and Konate, with McAllister just between them almost, to try and get the ball out.
How can Liverpool recover from the disappointment potentially if it is to be ultimately not enough tonight? They've got to score twice in the space of 6 minutes plus added time to keep their hopes alive. Van Dijk has prodded the ball over halfway. The boos and whistles of the Atalanta supporters as Jota goes down right in front of the head coach Gasperini, the man who has changed everything at Atalanta. Relegation candidates to the top end of Serie A and European competition. He is an honorary citizen of Bergamo now, Gasperini. That's how much they love him in this relatively small northern Italian city. Van Dijk's ball back to Alisson. He had to control that with his head. No real problem for Alisson though. Here's Gomez, 5 minutes of normal time left. Gomez up the far side, right touchline. Nunez has beaten Kolasinac to it. Kolasinac gets across with a good challenge. He's been excellent in the second leg. Kolasinac with that trademark physicality, broad shoulders, barrel-chested Kolasinac, and that's helped Atalanta retreat in the second half. Liverpool with Jadon Danns on the corner of the penalty area. 3-1 down on aggregate. Here's McAllister. Back to Van Dijk in the centre circle. He's just played it square to the near side, and Gakpo. No way through for the team in red. Playing from right to left. Gakpo trying to smuggle it beyond Zappacosta, but he can't do it. Jones back in field now. McAllister is 40 yards out, dead centre. Square to Konate. Konate touches it on to Harvey Elliott. Left-footed deflected cross, loops up into the air and gathered without any great fuss by the goalkeeper Musso, who who then goes down and holds onto the ball, wastes away a few seconds. Jurgen Klopp is sitting down on the edge of his technical area and pondering the potential disappointment of Liverpool's European dream in his final season, potentially coming to an end very shortly.
Yeah, it just hasn't happened really for Liverpool so far anyway, and even there, you know, when it feels like it's maybe not your night, the cross put in from Elliott takes a flick off the defender's toe and goes right into the arms of the goalkeeper. But they haven't, it's not like they've got it wide very often, Liverpool, and flash crosses in for anybody to attack. There's been a lot of play in front of Atalanta. Credit to them, they've defended very well in the second half.
Jota has won Liverpool a throw, but it's in their left-back position, the opposite end of the field where they need the ball to be. We're in the 87th minute now. Atalanta trail 1-0 on the night, but they're very comfortable with their 3-1 aggregate lead at the moment. Here is Danz, lip of the centre circle, but inside his own half. Back to Konate. Liverpool, whose prospects of a comeback looked so promising when Mo Salah gave them the early lead from the penalty spot after just 7 minutes. Then it really felt like almost as though Liverpool had the momentum, almost as though they were favourites to come back and win the tie. But that momentum hasn't come with them at all, really, in the second half, Dean Ashton.
Well, I think, again, you know, credit to Gasperini and his team have defended very well in the second half. Jurgen Klopp's having to make changes because of players coming back from injury. They haven't got any flow, they haven't really got any confidence, have they, from previous games either coming into this game. And they found it a little bit sticky in this second half. It's all been played. Van Dijk, McAllister and Konate and Alisson, they've just been playing the ball between each other for feels like the last 5 minutes.
Given away by Konate, straight to Ruggieri in the left-back position. He's lofted it downfield, straight back to the chest of the Liverpool centre-half. Konate with the long legs. It looks like it'll be Atalanta, whose fans are waving their flags and scarves in the stands, who are going to play either Marseille or Benfica in the semi-finals. 2-2 on aggregate there. At London Stadium, West Ham lead by Leverkusen 1-0 on the night, but they're still 2-1 down on aggregate. Long ball downfield by Alisson for Liverpool. Much too long for Jadon Danz. Easy for Musso. And Liverpool in the tie do look almost a beaten team now. It is hard to see such a late route back when they have to score at least twice.
Yeah, can't remember a chance, certainly in the last 20 minutes, that Liverpool have created. It's been pretty easy in the end for Atalanta. Just got to keep pushing if you're Liverpool, keep hoping.
Jones centre circle, ball up the middle with the outside of his foot is dealt with by Jim Seating. As soon as Atalanta clear the ball, they sort of retreat as a collective back into their own half and invite Liverpool onto them. So far, Liverpool haven't had the guile to score the 2 goals that they've got to in this second half. We're into the final minute of normal time and Harvey Elliott's given it away, and the ever-energetic Zappacosta will burst down the right, and Lookman's made the run ahead of him. Lookman down by the corner of the penalty area. He's turned away from McAllister, edge of the penalty area, gets the return ball. Lookman the angle tight, Van Dijk came across at the vital moment. Out wide to Zappacosta again. The Italians are 3-1 up on aggregate here, and it's Cope managed to pull it back from the dead ball line. He'll win a corner off Virgil van Dijk. Zappacosta seemingly tireless, much like the whole of the Atalanta team, over the 2 legs. I think bar the first half tonight, Atalanta have been the better team.
Yeah, they've coped with the 2 legs extremely well against such a great team in Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp. And I think Gasperini's outsmarted Klopp over the 2 legs, you'd have to say. In terms of tactically, he's got it absolutely spot on.
Koopmeiners now, bursting into the box, the angle is tight, trying to play it back across, deflected away by Konate. Only 3 added minutes here for Liverpool, and they must score 2 goals. And the ball is down by the corner flag, it's a Liverpool throw, but they're surely going to run out of time. Gasperini has started his stopwatch, and Atalanta are ready to celebrate a very famous 2-legged victory here. It would have to be, you have to say, the greatest European result in all of Atalanta's history. Here's Diogo Jota charging over the halfway line for Liverpool. He's right down the middle, but he's blocked off, and there was a foul in there. Yellow card out of the pocket of the referee. Meanwhile, London Stadium. Which way in Abrahams?
A minute to go. West Ham won by Leverkusen 1. The German champions have equalised. It's the half-time substitute Frimpong who scored. He's wasted one amazing chance. This one he didn't. He buried in the back of the net. No chance for Fabianski, and West Ham are heading out. West Ham won by Leverkusen 1. 3-1 to the Germans on aggregate, and it's live on TalkSport 2.
Closing stages there. West Ham heading out. Liverpool heading out. 3-1 down on aggregate. McAllister's free kick. Nunez with the header, and it's gathered easily by the goalkeeper. A little flick from Darwin Nunez with his back to goal, and that surely will be one of the last opportunities, if any, for Liverpool. Nunez with a faint touch, but Musso has simply not been tested enough in the second half.
No, when it's a straight ball like that, to get the power on the header when you're trying to head it backwards, very, very difficult. He might have been better just heading that upwards and try and keep it alive, but it just feels like there's not enough time. And you've got to be honest, they've not deserved it, Liverpool. They've not been good enough over the 2 legs.
Minute to go here in the tie. Liverpool desperately hack it long. Van Dijk is playing as a centre forward now, and cleared away by Zappacosta for Atalanta. Header out of play by Curtis Jones, and that surely is just about that. Goal back for Milan at Roma, though Roma's still 3-1 up on aggregate and heading for the Europa League semi-finals, where it looks as though they're certain to play the German champions Bayer Leverkusen. Atalanta here, sheer joy and jubilation among 15,000 supporters. 30 seconds left, offside against Lookman, but Liverpool ultimately started the second leg brilliantly. Salah from the penalty spot, a deserved lead. Then they had chances, Diaz and Salah, and Liverpool ultimately didn't make the most of those, and in the second half their efforts have not been enough. And what a desperately disappointing 7 days it's been for Jurgen Klopp, now behind Manchester City in the title race, and Liverpool about to go out of Europe. Live on TalkSport. The header by Diogo Jota on the edge of the penalty area for Liverpool. He can't get it beyond the defender. Atalanta clear. We've had the 3 minutes of added time, and now on the burst down the right is Koopmeiners. He's hit it out of play, but it isn't going to matter because the referee has blown the final whistle, and that is it in Europe for Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Liverpool are out of the Europa League at the quarter-final stage. A wonderful victory for Atalanta and Gianpiero Gasperini. Deserved winners, 3-1 on aggregate over 2 legs. Atalanta into just the second European semi-final in their entire history, but Liverpool's hopes of a treble are officially over now, and in his final season in charge at the club, you have to say it's been a desperately damaging week or so for Liverpool, and their season feels like it is petering out. They were 1-0 up at half-time as they attempted to launch yet another extraordinary European comeback. Mo Salah from the penalty spot, but Liverpool needed 2 more in the second half. They never looked likely to get them. Liverpool 1-0 winners on the night, but beaten 3-1 on aggregate by Atalanta, the Italian club through to the semi-finals, but it's European disappointment for Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. They will go no further, out at the quarter-final stage. Full time on TalkSport. Atalanta 0, Liverpool 1 on the night. Atalanta win it 3-1 on aggregate.
So that's it. Jurgen Klopp's European adventure ends at Liverpool. It's brought 3 Champions League finals, a Europa League final, the biggest away win by an English side ever in Europe, the magical night at Anfield when Messi's Barcelona were thrashed, and of course that final win over Spurs in Madrid. But this isn't the great team it once was, even though there are green shoots of a bright future in the new era for whoever takes over. For now, it looks like the Carabao Cup will be the only trophy of Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool farewell tour. And you have to say, Dean Ashton, they deserve to go out over the 2 legs. How disappointed were you with their performances overall?
Over the 2 legs, very, I thought they were outwitted, outsmarted, and they lacked conviction and quality, which was the big surprise. And Atalanta picked them off in the first leg and did enough here in the second leg, and Liverpool ultimately needed to be perfect tonight, and the Mo Salah chance feels like the really important moment where if they make it 2-0, you'd feel like they'd have a really good chance and the momentum would be with them. But second half, it just never came. It just shows this team isn't quite ready. They're not up to the levels when they had the likes of Henderson, Wijnaldum, Firmino and Mane. They might get there, but they're not ready yet.
Atalanta deserve huge credit. Into the final four of a European competition for the first time since 1988. Congratulations to them. Liverpool third in the Premier League, 2 points behind Manchester City. They go to Fulham on Sunday afternoon. Dean Ashton, they have to pick themselves up very, very quickly.
They do, and it's going to be difficult because they'll be down. It's been a poor week, but they're getting players back, and they've got to try and find a rhythm somewhere. And it's not going to be easy, that's for sure, against Fulham. They know where the back of the net is also, and they'll cause Liverpool problems at the back once again. But if they could just get a little bit more flow back to the players that are coming back from injury, can Jota maybe start that game? Can we get some more minutes from Alexander-Arnold, who I thought was excellent actually in the game? Then they will hope they can have a really strong finish, and it's not over. They can still believe that they can win the games required and hope Manchester City and Arsenal slip up.
Dean, thank you very much for this evening alongside Joe Shannon. We hoped for big comebacks in Europe this evening. It wasn't to be for Liverpool, wasn't to be for West Ham United either. Ian Abraham's full-time at the London Stadium.
West Ham won, Bayer Leverkusen won. In the end, the Hammers couldn't get over the mountain, and nor that anybody else this season been able to beat Bayer Leverkusen. They led on 13 minutes. Jared Burns ball in for Mikel Antonio to power a header past Corbell in the Bayern goal. I can tell you that at the moment the referee is being surrounded by Mikel Antonio and also Kurt Zouma. He hasn't been great tonight, I have to say, the referee. I don't think he covered himself in glory as he makes his way down the tunnel with a security guard to his side. Bayer Leverkusen, to be fair, in the second half weren't really tested. In fact, a couple of programmes are being thrown at the referee now, which is a disgrace, to be fair. Second half, West Ham really didn't test Bayer Leverkusen like it did in the first half when Jared Byrne had a shot saved on the line, and with a minute of normal time to go, the substitute Jeremy Frimpong, who missed a glorious chance about 5 minutes earlier, but a deflected shot meant that at least Bayer Leverkusen made sure they weren't beaten for the first time this season. They've gone across Xabi Alonso's side to meet the fans who travelled here tonight. They'll play Roma again, as they did in the semi-final last year. That's a chance for them for revenge. For West Ham, a third straight European semi-final was just out of reach. In front of a capacity crowd in Hugh, it finished West Ham 1, Bayer Leverkusen 1. The German champions go through 3-1 on aggregate.
Supreme joy for Bayer Leverkusen and their fans, you have to say. Complete dejection and disappointment for West Ham United's fans, and also their players as well, who were not happy at full time as a referee needed to be escorted down the tunnel. West Ham, I think, restored a little bit of pride after the fact that they were way off it last week, but it is the Bundesliga title winners Bayer Leverkusen who remain unbeaten in 42 matches now all season. Aston Villa were the other English side in action this evening, and a huge boost for them. They have reached the first major European semi-final since 1982. It was a penalty shootout win over Lille in the Europa Conference League. They're going to face Fenerbahce or Olympiacos next. It is 3-3 on aggregate right now. We're going to need an extra 30 minutes, I think, to separate those two. Elsewhere in the Conference League tonight, Fiorentina went on to face Club Brugge in the next round. Both of those through safely. And remember, Atalanta rewarded for a brilliant display at Anfield in the first leg. They have come through tonight. They will face either Marseille or Benfica. They've just headed for extra time in that one. Remember, Sports Bar is on the way for you very, very shortly. You can have your say on your team. Villa fans, I'm sure you're absolutely delighted. Liverpool fans, West Ham fans, what did you make of your side? It was always going to be an uphill battle, but did they at least do you some pride tonight and make you feel a little bit better about the situation they got themselves into last week? 03717 2233 44. Remember, we've got a bumper weekend for you across the network. Leicester will be taking on West Bromwich Albion in the Championship, exclusively live on TalkSport on Saturday. That's before we go around the grounds at 2:30. At 5:15, we'll have the FA Cup semi-final live from Wembley as Chelsea take on Manchester City, and at 7:30, another Premier League game between Wolves and Arsenal. Arsenal needing to get themselves back on track if they're to win this Premier League title. Saturday on TalkSport 2 sees the Women's Champions League semi-final first leg between Barcelona and Chelsea, and we'll have Premier League action at 3 o'clock between Sheffield United and Burnley. Sunday on TalkSport 2, Blackburn take on Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship at lunchtime, and then Coventry face Manchester United. It's a 3:30 kickoff live on TalkSport on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to sink my teeth into the sports bar, and you should too. 03717 223344. Aston Villa are the pride of England in European competition this season. Last man standing. By the way, say goodbye to the extra place in the Champions League, because the Premier League might be the best in the world, but the rest of Europe is having the last laugh tonight. West Ham out, Liverpool out, Villa through. You can have your say as ever with us on TalkSport. Sports Bar is next. 03717 223344.
Kick-off on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Hello, Tom Skinner here. Literally to drill through the clutter with some fantastic birthday news from DeWalt. To celebrate an amazing 100 years at the cutting edge of power tools, DeWalt have launched their most compact 18-volt XR hammer drill ever, the limited edition DCD100. It's certainly got bags of wallop, the new DeWalt DCD100. It's grey, it's compact, and it's got up to 68 newton meters of torque. In fact, DeWalt are so excited about innovating for a century, they're giving away 100 birthday prizes, including power tools, and even this here, brand spanking new full range of Wild Track pickup. To enter, buy a DCD100 drill kit from any UK DeWalt retailer before the 12th of June and register online. Easy. The new limited edition DeWalt DCD100 hammer drill. Tough, rugged, and one of a kind. Like me. 18 plus, see DeWalt.co.uk for terms and conditions.
Let me just throw this idea at you. You may have paid too much tax. If you've spent money on tools, travel or food for work, Rift can help work out what you're owed and get a refund bouncing back to you. In fact, on average, Rift get their customers $3 grand back. Not bad, eh? Let's get the ball rolling. Search Rift Tax Refunds.
I'm like a rubber ball, like I'm bouncing.
Come on, search Rift Tax Refunds today.
Need help to grow your business online? Vodafone Business presents Digital SOS with me, Stephen Bartlett.
Going digital is everything nowadays. I could really do with some help.
If your business is struggling with its digital skills, Vodafone Business has got you covered. Vodafone VHub is a free place to go to for small business support and practical guidance. Search Vodafone VHub now and you can book a free consultation with a VHub advisor today.
5 minutes and you're done. You can do your own simple haircut in 5 minutes or less with innovative Beast Clipper from Skull Shaver. No more driving, waiting and paying every time you cut your hair. None of that. Skull Shaver products have over 100,000 5-star reviews worldwide and 30 days money-back guarantee. 5 minutes and you're done. The Beast Clipper at skullshaver.co.uk can do it. Skull Shaver, the time saver.
Everyone gets 2 hours of info.
We'd love to give you a demo, but I'm just short on field staff right now.
Mark's medical VR training firm has seen an upturn in demand. He needs more sales reps to keep his profit margin healthy.
I hope to have someone in the area next month.
Indeed can help him find great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed is the hiring platform that can match you with candidates who meet your job requirements. To start hiring, visit Indeed.com/try today.
Let's join Barry live for the build-up to this monumental match. What's your prediction?
You know, I've been watching this team for a very long time, Steve, and I can tell you now, score will be 3-1, there'll be over 9 corners, and the Frenchman will score a header.
Very specific, Barry.
It's Bet Builder from LiveScore Bet, mate. You can combine markets from thousands of options to create your own bet, or if you can't make up your mind, you can choose from the pre-built quick bet options.
Which is exactly what you did, isn't it?
Bet Builder from LiveScore Bet. Building a bet just got easier. Full account terms apply. Bet responsibly. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Europa League live on TalkSport with Village Hotels. With 33 locations across the UK, Village Hotels have everything under one roof for a great breakaway.
1089 and 1053 medium wave on DAB, on the app, on your smart speaker.
Synthesize your April with over 50 games of live football.
TalkSport.
Talk Sport.
Sports Bar coming up with me, Jamie Horan, Jason Cundy. Europa League disaster class from West Ham and Liverpool. They are both out. Can you believe it? Have your say on it. 03717 22 3344. Big night for Aston Villa though. They go through on penalties. Have your say. Coming up in just a second. Well, let's get news and sport headlines now with Jeremy Lieberman.
Thanks, Jamie. Yes, as you heard, Aston Villa are officially the only British side now left in Europe this season. But they left it late, though, trailing 2-0 at Lille on the night, 3-2 on aggregate, until Matty Cash popped up in the 87th minute to level the tie. Extra time couldn't separate the sides. Then this.
Andre against Martinez. Martinez saves it and does a victory dance in front of the Lille supporters. And for the first time in 42 years, Aston Villa are heading into a European semi-final.
Alex Crook calling it there in what was TalkSport 2's live commentary earlier. Unai Emery's side getting through 4-3 on penalties. Now, yes, it's true, Liverpool and West Ham, well, they're both out. Jurgen Klopp's farewell tour suffered its latest setback. They did win 1-0 at Atalanta in TalkSport's live commentary, but suffered a 3-1 defeat on aggregate. West Ham, they drew 1-1 at home to German champions via Leverkusen, but are edged out 3-1 overall. Barcelona have been fined nearly £21,500 by UEFA after fans made Nazi salutes and monkey gestures at last week's Champions League quarter-final away to Paris Saint-Germain. And EFL Chief Executive Trevor Birch says the decision to scrap FA Cup replays from next season is frustrating and disappointing, and has confirmed he'll be seeking compensation for league clubs.
Talk Sport News.
The husband of former First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has been charged with embezzling funds following a police investigation into the SNP's finances. And the relatives of some of the 48 people killed in a nightclub fire in Dublin 43 years ago are demanding a state apology after a jury ruled they were unlawfully killed.
TalkSport weather with QuickFit. Keep spring journeys safe. Visit your local centre or quickfit.com to book your tyres, MOTs and servicing so you can drive away happy every time.
A cloudy night in store for most of us, particularly Merseyside and East London, but rain moving southwards elsewhere.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker. The Sports Bar on Talk Sport.
All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. Good evening and welcome to the Sports Bar on Talk Sport with me, Jamie Horan, and alongside me is Rich Jason Kelly.
Has anyone seen Liverpool? Jurgen Klopp, can you hear me, Klopp? Your farewell tour, can you hear me? It's come to a grinding halt. You're most of one hell of a beating. Jermaine Pennant, Mo Salah, Danny Murphy, the Anfield Inn, Graham Nunes, the River Mersey, Sporty Spice, Stephen Graham, 100% Mo, 100% Mo. Can you hear me? You're most of one hell of a beating. The Liver Bird, can you hear me? You're most of one hell of a beating.
You're all right, not the West Ham.
Has anyone seen West Ham? Westfields, the central line, Carlton goal. Jelly Eels, can you hear me, Eels? Can you hear me, Eels? You're most of one hell of a beating. The Bowlin, Jeff Hurst, the Moose, Jeff Hurst, Chadwell Heath Training Ground, Mark Noble, the Carpenter's Arms, the Bubble Machine at West Ham. Can you hear me? You're most of one hell of a beating.
Oh dear, another poor night in Europe for the English side. West Ham and Liverpool go out of the Europa League. Decent display from West Ham, but rumours have to be circling now. David Moyes' time, is it up? Do you want him gone? 03 717-22-3344. Liverpool fans, disappointed by that display? Klopp farewell tour. It's all gone to pot. They've scored 1 goal in their last 3 games, and that was a penalty. Aston Villa flying the flag for Europe. Job by Emery is unbelievable. You can have your say in all of that. Get involved. This is Sports Bar 03 717 22 33 44. Oh, there's no package. I thought we was going to get a... No?
No,
honestly, shambles from you, like.
Well, shambles from Liverpool. Shambles from West Ham.
Yeah.
Man City following up last night. Arsenal. I mean, there's a graveyard. It's a graveyard of Premier League clubs. You look across Europe. The Grim Reaper is just going around England. That's all he's doing. He's forgot Europe. He's in England. He's avoiding Birmingham.
This is how much everyone hates Tottenham, is that they've got knocked out of Europe. They've got knocked out of Europe just for that.
Yeah, terrible tonight, Liverpool. Terrible.
I know.
Terrible. When you go 1-0 up, you think, right, they're going to get the next goal in the game. There's only one team's going to get it. Salah's chance there. Who was doing the comms on that? I can't remember who was doing the comms. Said that was the chance.
Yeah,
can't
miss that chance.
Scored that, 3-2. Wowzers, that is a totally different game. But the truth is, neither of them deserve to go through tonight, really. They didn't.
Well, look, West Ham, I thought, done okay. They played well in part. Second half, they run out of steam. The goals away from home in the first leg, mate, killed them. That late goal, that header kills them. 2-0 against Leverkusen is a long way back, mate.
They're the best on form. They're the best side in Europe. Unbeaten. That goal they scored there from Frimpong, that ensures they're still unbeaten. The last time they lost a game was the last game of last season back in May.
It's unbelievable.
So, no, I think West Ham can lick their wounds and say, do you know what? We're up against the best side on paper in Europe, right now. Mm-hmm. Liverpool, on the other hand, that was...
Yeah. It's not good enough.
It was pitiful.
Not good enough.
It was pitiful. All over the pitch. Have Liverpool literally run out of gas?
I think that's what it
looks like. You know when you get in your car sometimes, and it's on orange. You think, don't want to go don't burn too much.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool are on fumes.
Are they on 0 miles?
They're on 0 miles. They are, mate.
Are they seeing how much they've got left?
They are literally, and they've got their sat nav. Where's the next petrol station?
And it's still 20 miles away.
That's what it looked like, didn't it? Limping at the next petrol station.
We're not over. It's not finished.
They're scared.
We've got to get there.
They're scared they're not going to make it. Honestly, right now, I can't pick a winner between Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool, because all of them, City, I know City was devastating last night. We got us, our mob on Saturday, but I can't pick this because which one is going to suffer more going into the running? Whose defeat, being knocked out of Europe, is going to affect the Premier League title challenge the most? That is the question. Who's got the mental fortitude to get over there? Arsenal, I think
Arsenal and Liverpool look like they're gone.
They do look like they're gone, don't they?
Liverpool look like they're gone.
City could have won last night.
City played well last night. They just couldn't get it. And they're playing Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I still think they've got, they've still got a double to fight for.
Yeah.
Liverpool...
No, they're running on fumes, mate.
Fumes?
Yeah. Arsenal running out of ideas. A lot of the players throughout the team look absolutely shot. And what if 3-0 at home to Atalanta? What's that about?
Yeah.
What kind of freakish result is that all about? And then you've got to go, they got the great start, and they never, ever got going. Not the true Liverpool side. I remember watching Klopp sides, mate, over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, at it.
Mate, they would absolutely walk all over you. Energy, run all over you. You had Mane, one side. You're running down. You had, Salah the other. All in the middle of the park, beasting you everywhere. Now they're like pussycats, mate. They are. They are way off the pace now. That is a totally different Liverpool.
Yeah, agreed. They fall flat on the face.
The
farewell tour is over.
It's over, mate. The minibus has literally ran out of fumes. Ran out of fumes, mate.
It's
crawling, yeah.
It needs one of those trying to get to Wembley, it's got stuck.
You know what it needs someone to run the petrol station with those little green cans. Someone's got to run down the petrol station.
Dearie me.
On their
Tough
feet,
night.
On their feet.
Tough night. Let's go to Tom, who's a Liverpool fan. All right, Tom?
All right, Tommy boy.
Hello, fellas. How are we?
Tom, look. Look, you gave it a go at the start of the game, but poor performance for me, that, again.
Jamie, first and foremost, sort Cundy out, will you?
What do you mean?
Good job you don't do that gobble on every time Chelsea get beat, because you'd be finished.
I don't back my own team.
You'd be finished, pal.
I don't do my own team, though, do I? So, like, you don't mess on your own doorstep because you're going to step in it.
Yeah, you've got to step in it, that's right.
Look, Tom, bad night, mate. It's a bad night for Liverpool. It's been a bad week.
Mate, it's been a bad three or 4 weeks, a couple of months. We've just fell flat on our face.
Why?
There's no urgency. There's no creativity. I mean, tonight, I tried in January when I was listening to TalkSport, Jim White broke that Klopp was leaving. I pulled over. I work out on the road. I pulled over in my car and I started crying. No word of a lie. And you know what? I'm looking forward now to a new era because...
What do you mean you cried, Tom?
Come on.
No, what happened?
I cried because the legend was leaving. And I couldn't see a way through it. But now, we've got used to it. Me and my lad, he's 10. He's just gone up to bed now. We went to the game last week. He wanted to leave on 80 minutes and he's never wanted to leave a game. I think we're running on, as you said before, we're running on empty. I'm just looking forward to a new era, get some new energy in, get some more creativity and new ideas, and let's start again. Because look at tonight, you're taking 70 minutes to bring Jota on, Harvey Elliott. You shouldn't be starting Gakpo tonight. He's done nothing for months.
We have having this discussion, Gakpo, and me and Cundy were a bit like, do you know, he's just.
He's not. He flatters to deceive.
He's not, for me, he's not Liverpool.
He doesn't press quick enough. He doesn't put players under pressure. You've got Nunes, Diaz and Salary up top. They put players under pressure. He can't do it. He's not quick enough. He's not a Klopp player. I feel for him because he is a good player. And he done well tonight, but what's Klopp doing taking Diaz and Salah off on 65, 70 minutes?
Okay, here's a question for you, right? Because the league is not over. I know it feels like this season's ground to a halt, but the truth is, or whatever it messes up, Arsenal's season is far from over. Liverpool's is, and Man City's. I mean, they're going for a double.
Jace, right? The professional footballers, they can play 290 minutes in a week. Come on. You don't make the most of the rest of Sunday.
You say that though, mate. Look how flat they've gone. You say that, and like you do run out of legs. Come the end of the season, it's tough. I know everyone wants to sit here and say, they can do this, they can do that, they can play 2 games a week, they lived a little life. Playing at the elite level, relentless, at the top, having to win, is tough.
No,
it's hard work.
To play the Klopp way.
Tonight's a one-off game. We needed 3 goals. You have your best players on the pitch.
I know, but do you know what, Tom? Right? Maybe
killed yourselves in the first leg.
Maybe Klopp has seen the signs. Maybe. You know, it's hard to listen to the same manager's voice every single season, and Klopp is one of those managers that demands everything from you, right? You leave nothing behind, and that's the reason why he gets the performances. I just wonder whether he's feeling now, and I think there is a time where a manager has to move on for the best of the team, the club, and everyone, and everyone, right? For himself, demanding. Maybe he's seen and looked at stats and been there and feels like, do you know what? This is that I can't wring any more out of this squad. I've got the max out of them. And we might be seeing now this deterioration happening when Klopp kind of felt it was happening. We might be seeing it a bit earlier than he would have, and every Liverpool fan would have hoped.
Serving up live ATP Masters Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it, hit it, goal it,
pass it,
hot it, hot it, or catch it.
You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it too?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport.
Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing and golf
For an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping them now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Oh, that's what ball, and he's bowled him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Masters Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it,
Hit it. Bowl it.
Pass it.
Hot it. Hot it.
or catch it. You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it two?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport.
Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing and golf
For an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping them now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Oh, that's what ball, and he's bowled him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Masters Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it,
Hit it. Bowl it.
Pass it.
Hot it. Hot it.
or catch it. You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it two?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport.
Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing and golf.
For an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping them now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Oh, that's what ball, and he's bowled him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Masters Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. TalkSport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it,
Hit it. Roll it.
pass it,
Hot it. Hot it.
or catch it.
That's it. You'll find it right here on TalkSport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it two?
TalkSport 2, because sport never stops.
We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport.
TalkSport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing, and golf
For an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. TalkSport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping them now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for six. TalkSport 2.
Ball into a ball, and he's bowled him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Masters Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. TalkSport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. TalkSport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it,
Hit it. Roll it.
pass it,
Hot it. Hot it.
or catch it.
That's it. You'll find it right here on TalkSport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it two?
TalkSport 2, because sport never stops.
We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport.
TalkSport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing, and golf
For an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. TalkSport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping them now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for six. TalkSport 2.
Ball into a ball, and he's bowled him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Masters Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. TalkSport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. TalkSport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it,
Hit it. Roll it.
pass it,
Hot it. Hot it.
or catch it.
That's it. You'll find it right here on TalkSport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it two?
TalkSport 2, because sport never stops.
We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport.
TalkSport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing, and golf
For an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. TalkSport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping them now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Oh, that's one ball, and he's bowled him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Master Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it,
Hit it. Roll it.
pass it,
Cut it. Hot it.
or catch it.
Catch it. You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it two?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport.
Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing, and golf
For an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping them now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Oh, that's one ball, and he's bowled him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Master Series tennis.
And Andy Murray, with his head in his hands, goes to congratulate Novak Djokovic.
I'm so happy. Talk Sport 2. Live international football.
What a goal!
Get in the ring. Go the distance. Talk Sport 2.
And Fury's got it. A unanimous decision.
If you can kick it,
Hit it. Roll it.
pass it,
Cut it. Hot it.
or catch it.
Catch it. You'll find it right here on Talk Sport 2.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air.
Can they make it two?
Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
We're sorry, this commentary is not available in your country. Please visit talksport.com/commentaries to hear an alternative stream or listen to TalkSport 2 for even more live sport.
Talk Sport has so much sport, we're running out of radio to play it.
In fact, we've got enough rugby, cricket, horse racing, boxing, motor racing, and golf
For an entire other radio station.
And the thrilling games continue.
The prodigal son of all radio stations is on the air. Talk Sport 2, because sport never stops.
There ain't no stopping them now.
Get set for more live sport, more incisive pundit comment and opinion, and more Andrew McKenna.
Thank you very much. That'll do.
Sport radio that hits you for 6. Talk Sport 2.
Oh, that's one ball, and he's bowled him. He's dragged it back onto the stumps.
Hard tackling live. Super League action.
Strong and hard and made of steel.
Live commentary of the UEFA Champions League.
Champions of Europe again.
Live Aviva Premiership Rugby.
They must surely score.
Golf coverage that's perfectly pitched.
We're not allowed to cry on radio. We're supposed to be tough.
Serving up live ATP Master Series tennis.
And Andy Murray.
No, David Moyes plaque for what he's done.
Plaque?
Yeah,
I've
like
said
a
a
plaque.
statue and you're now placking it.
Well,
No,
I think a statue is a bit much.
I don't think a statue is a bit much. Sorry, remind me, how many European trophies West Ham have won? Remind me.
None.
Everyone two now. Everyone two. But come on, guys. Okay, maybe strong it a little bit with the statue, but have some respect. West Ham fans are... They just make me smile because they've got these delusions of grandeur about who they want to be, who they should be, and they've got this manager that's achieved so much for them. And it's taken them, don't forget. The year they brought Pellegrini in, they had the owners there. That was was one of those signings where they feel as though they're bigger than who they are. Oh, we've got Pellegrini over there. I think it was over in China at the time or something like that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
You had David Moyes and Stuart Pearce, who'd done a brilliant job. A brilliant job. And then he gets Pellegrini in. And you're thinking to yourself, what is this? What is this decision? That was a disaster. Then they bring David Moyes back. David Moyes, whatever you think, is a damn good manager and damn good coach, right? He's bringing in results.
He's safe, though, isn't he?
Okay, fine. You can have that. You can have that conversation. But if he was safe and not bringing in a trophy or not giving European football, you win the argument hands down. This guy he's delivering football. A generation have never seen. Never seen.
No, I agree, mate. I agree. I think he deserves something, and he walks out of that stadium. When he leaves in the summer, if he does, no contract renewal, he deserves to go out the front door with clapping hands.
Well, if they don't, then they're a disgrace.
Let's go to John, who's a West Ham fan. John.
Good evening.
All right, John.
Yeah, good evening. How are we doing?
Yeah, we're good. Look, disappointing night. You've played a top side, probably the best side in Europe right now. Just weren't good enough.
I was coming on one to say, when I rang up, I was just overwhelmed with pride at the performance that we put in, not only tonight, but our 3 years in Europe, which I haven't seen in my lifetime. It might be a while till we see him again, but I don't mind that the last 3 years, despite what the last caller had said and what Cundy thinks the opinion of all West Ham fans is, a lot of us, I'd say the majority of the ones that I speak to, we're overwhelmed with what we've seen the last 3 years. And Moyes, he will go out as best manager that we've had. Best manager we've had.
And a statue or something like that to...
Not the statue, Jason.
No?
Come on now.
Why not? Well, you said you're the best manager you've ever had.
Because no manager's got a statue outside the ground of us. Because there hasn't been anyone...
John Lyle?
You just said he's the best manager you've ever had, John.
I know, but it's not a high bar to clear. Like, he hasn't come in and, he's done wonders for us, but in the grand scheme of things, granted, it's not like an Arsene Wenger or an Alex Ferguson that's revolutionised the club that he's been at. He's been fantastic for us. I've never been a Moyes out, but if it is going to be his last season, then I will clap him wholeheartedly at the last game of the season. If he gets to say a speech the last game at Luton, fair play, and I think he'll get roundly applauded.
I hope he does. Because he deserves it. And let me tell you, there'll be plenty of people looking around at what his next move is. There'll be plenty of clubs looking and say, what is his next move?
Well, it'll be a Premier League team.
You would have thought.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, John, thanks for your call. Let's go to Jack, who's a Liverpool fan. Jack?
Hello?
All right, Jack.
All right, Jack.
Oh, what you say? Come on this call a bit abrupt, really. I was going to come on here and slag Jurgen Klopp off.
Go on then.
But in reality, I just wrote down in my notes on my phone what he's actually won in the club. One league title, two Carabao Cup,
Jack.
one FA Cup.
What are the notes? Give us the bullet points, Jack. What do the notes say?
Right, one league title.
Yep.
Two League Cups, one FA Cup, one Champions League, one World Club Cup.
That's Wikipedia, John. Jack, that's not...
Oh, the dread.
Jack,
one league title.
Jack,
and now I'm so proud of what he's won. So I've changed my tune.
Jack, you can't say that. Jack.
Why not?
You wouldn't say that in front of him. Why not? You wouldn't say that in front of him. Just don't swear. Honestly, what do you mean, why not? It's a dump you.
I've rehearsed it in front of my missus, mate. Calm down.
You're not swearing in front of your missus, Jack, are you?
No, I was going to come on there and just dig into Jurgen, but in reality, he's been fantastic. And my dad talks about likes like Bill Shankly and Bob Paisley. Now, Jurgen is my Bill Shankly and Bob Paisley. Fair play to him. I agree. I'm proud of what
Yeah, but you were poor tonight, though, Jack. Come on, mate.
Yeah, they were.
I get it, and I understand that, but look, you know, you're fighting on all fronts, coming to the end of the season, and you fall flat on your face.
They were, Jamie. They were poor tonight. I'm not going by that, but we're talking about the manager here. I think he's been superb in his tenure at Liverpool. I think he's been outrageous, really. And I'm personally excited for what's to come for the club.
I wouldn't say... I can't quite work out whether it's been brilliant. It feels like what he's done for the club because the euphoria, what he's brought to Liverpool fans. I don't know whether it's...
He's on,
it's not... No, but it's not...
Come on, mate, he's won a lot.
Yeah, but once.
Yeah, but he's won that.
Age of his...
I know, but he's up against Pep Guardiola and Man City. He's been up against
So is everyone.
Exactly.
Everyone's been up against Man City.
I know, but, you know, there's only... What can he do?
Right, here we go. Here's his record, right? You ready for this, Jack?
Yeah, go on.
Right. You won the Champions League in 19, yeah? That was against Spurs, right? So that don't really count. Right? You won the UEFA Super Cup. That was on pens. Right? You won the FIFA Club World Cup. That was in extra time. You won the Premier League during COVID. No one cares on that one. You won the League Cup in 22 on pens. FA Cup in 22 on pens. The Community Shield, a late pen, 94th minute. And you won the League Cup in a late header. It's hardly one of those winning games by the scruff of the neck, is it?
That don't matter how you win them, mate. They're in the bank, aren't they?
It's very true, though. It's very true.
I'm only one.
Very true, Jack.
Yeah, I know you are. Nah, honestly, I was going to come on this call and just slag him off, but I've realised how good he is. He's been superb.
What do you mean? Why'd you change your mind?
What did your girlfriend say, Jack? Did your girlfriend say something that made you change your mind?
I looked in the mirror, mate, and I changed my own mind.
What did you say? When you
what did you say?
What did you say?
Sort yourself out, Jack, you know.
You looked in the mirror, you had a chat with yourself.
Yeah, no, honestly, mate. I grew up with a load of United fans with Ferguson. You know, they dominated, didn't they? Like,
Jack, can you give us a little bit of what that conversation with yourself was like? You give yourself like a little chat before you come on air. Can you just go through that chat live on air with us, what it was like?
Honestly, mate, I looked at myself.
Go on there, talk to yourself like Jack. Say, come on, Jack. Say, come on, talk to yourself now. Look at the mirror and talk to yourself now.
Yeah, I was like, you just got to be grateful, Jack, ain't you? What this German man has brought you. He's brought me so much happiness in my life. He's brought me into tears sometimes, you know, with his decisions. But he's brought me happy tears.
Call yourself Jack. Say Jack. Keep saying Jack.
Jack. All right.
Jack. You're doing the Titanic there, mate. I know that's Liverpool season right now, but come on.
But who knows? In a month's time, we might be league leaders. Who knows?
It's true. Go on, have one last chat to yourself.
Have one last chat.
Come on.
Look at yourself in the mirror. Rest of the season, what's Jack saying?
Talk to Jack.
I think we'll be third place. But little Jack is saying we're going to win the league.
Little Jack? He's talking to little... You naked? He's talking to little Jack now.
Little Jack is saying we're going to win the league, all right?
What about Big Jack?
Big Jack saying we're finishing third.
Jack, brilliant.
Jack! Ring me if we do win the title. Ring me up and I'll...
Jack, just say one last thing to yourself.
We're going to win the league.
Who's that? Is that Big or Little Jack saying that?
Both.
Little Jack's now Big Jack.
Yeah. Jack, top man, mate. Thanks for your call. Keep them coming in. Loads to talk about. West Ham fans want to hear from you. Does he deserve something at the end of the season? David Moyes, what he's done for your football club. And Jurgen Klopp, I mean, what a guy he's been. Is he coming to the end as well? And what are you going to say about him? But tonight, you weren't good enough. That wasn't acceptable for Liverpool, this performance. Last three performances, one goal. 03717 22 33 44.
The Sports Bar with TalkSportBet.com. Brilliant broadcaster, best in class bookie. Say no more. 18 plus BigGambleAware.org.
Happy birthday. May this year bring you happiness.
And XDB's investment plans.
Wait, what?
You don't know? XDB's investment plans are a great way to start achieving your goals.
Absolutely. Choose your desired ETFs, select a funding methods like auto investing, allocate your assets, and you're good to go.
And the best part? It's zero commission.
Download the XTB app and start passive investing with investment plans. For monthly turnover equivalent of up to €100,000. T's and C's apply. Your capital is at risk. The value of your investments may go up or down.
Boots Online Prescriptions is the service that fits around you. So if you're busy doing this, you know your prescription is getting delivered for free to your home. If you're doing this, just click and collect from a store that suits you. Manage everyone's prescriptions from one account, even if you're busy. For expert advice, just pop in store and do this.
Hi, can I speak to a Boots pharmacist, please?
It's easy to sign up. Visit boots.com/pharmacy today. Boots, with you for life. Participating surgeries, NHS prescription fees may apply. Free delivery England only.
The McDonald's Chicken Big Mac is back, but not for long. So don't miss out on the 3 layers of soft bun. Don't miss out on the iconic, delicious Big Mac sauce. Those crisp, tender chicken patties. That fresh shredded lettuce. That melty cheese. And don't miss those delicious gherkins. Unless you want to take them out. Don't regret it. Get it. From 11 a.m. until the 28th of May. Subject to availability. Participating restaurants only.
Need help to grow your business online? Vodafone Business presents Digital SOS with me, Stephen Bartlett.
Going digital is everything nowadays. I could really do with some help.
If your business is struggling with its digital skills, Vodafone Business has got you covered. Vodafone VHub is a free place to go to for small business support and practical guidance. Search Vodafone VHub now and you can book a free consultation with a VHub advisor today.
Glovebox Goodies is now on at Arnold Clark. Choose from 3 amazing gifts when you buy a used car. Choose from a Road Angel dashcam, JBL TuneBud earphones, or a £50 Amazon.co.uk gift card. Don't miss out. Get your Glovebox Goodies at every Arnold Clark branch in the UK. Find us at arnoldclark.com.
At BetMGM, we know how to put on a show. That's why they got me, Chris Rock, to bring you BetMGM's casino offer. We don't just bring you a welcome offer. We bring you a deposit match of up to £200 cash and 100 free spins. Did you hear that, people?